into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
And we're out that gate. A very good morning. Welcome to it. This is your feel-good kickstart to a brand new day. A Health Tuesday, in fact, here on Expresso. Thank you so much for choosing this Tuesday to join us again. We absolutely love having you in our company, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're also going to delve deeper. We're going to have great conversations, and we can continue to be proud of and celebrate Africa Week on Expresso. We loved starting the week yesterday and the response we got. And once again, we're going to invite you to get on board. We have joining us this morning an award-winning travel show host and content creator, Zahira Marti, to share her favorite African destinations, and she's got a few. Plus, she's brought along a friend, entrepreneur, TV presenter, and proudly African. Oh, he's such a beautiful human being. Mapsa Maponyare is here. He's going to bring his own love of local culture, food, and I like this, meaningful travel to every destination. Purpose-driven travel. We are here for that. And while it might be a little bit cold and wet in Cape Town, we've got Joburg balancing us out this morning, and the gorgeous face of Zanele. Good morning, Zanele. How's Joburg?
Good morning, my Cape Town family. And to you, Zanzi, welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show in the land. As you can already hear, the menu is looking oh so delicious, all in the name of waking you up on the right side of bed, okay? But I can also tell you that right here in Johannesburg at the Samsung showroom at Design Quarter, we 100% also have some delicious entertainment. Whom am I talking about? Well, let's jump into it. Expresso has his debut album that is going to do the things in this country. I can already tell you, Isihleke is going to take over, and I'm so excited because we get to hear a part of it today, but also get to hear all about the beautiful ways in which they just came together to put together this album. But then, on top of it, there's somebody else. Muesli is also in the building, here to tell us about being a go-getter. It is a brand new single that she dropped not too long ago, and we're celebrating with her, as well as Expresso. So it's going to be celebrations all around, okay? So you have every reason to stick around. However, there's other reasons to celebrate when we have our beautiful Barbie in the building. My gorgeous Carissa. How are you this morning, my love?
Good morning, Zanele. You talking about me? Thank you, girl. I absolutely am so blessed to be able to spend the morning along with you, Graham, as well as you, Mzansi. Thank you for choosing us this morning. And on the topic of choosing, it is Tuesday. And of course, when it comes to winter essentials, we know that Woolies has got our backs. And we've got two beautiful options to choose from. I always say I am in a very basic outfit today. Still beautiful, though. But we're going to elevate it just a little bit. So option one over here, we've got a gorgeous two-piece when it comes to knitwear. We know that Woolworths also does that incredibly well. And this color is a color that I don't think I've worn before. A really beautiful set with a lovely polo neck. And then we're going to pair that with a very long sleeveless puffer. And to top it all off, just to step it up just a little bit, we've got some beautiful patent leather heels, as well as a kitten heel to top that off. That is option one, taking casual to the next level. And then we get into option two and introducing the olive Malton coat. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now pair that with a classic polo neck, as well as some animal print jeggings that have a wide leg detail, and then a pop of color on the boots as well. And I think we've got a fantastic combination of an outfit. But it's not up to me, option one or option two, when it comes to winter wear and gorgeous layers. It really is up to you. You can go ahead on our Expresso social media pages. You can find us on Expresso, or at Expresso Show rather, on Instagram as well as Facebook, and go ahead and choose option one for the purple, or option two for the olive green Malton. I sure am leading towards green. I don't know, there's something about it, speaking about new life, and I've really been enjoying the color this year, but it really is your choice. I'm very excited to see which one you'll put me in just a little bit.
I love boots. I love like loungewear a lot. I love oversized jumpers. With kids, you know, they go around, they play, so I always make sure that, you know, they're durable, they last really long.
And while you're making that decision of which outfit to choose, let's kickstart this hour with your national news headlines. Now we get started here where President Cyril Ramaphosa arrived in Washington yesterday for a high-stake visit aimed at repairing strained U.S.-South African relations. Accompanied by 4 cabinet ministers, including Agriculture Minister John Steenhuisen, Ramaphosa is set to meet President Donald Trump tomorrow, focusing on renewing the African Growth and Opportunity Act, or AGOA, which provides duty-free U.S. market access for African products. Now, the United States is South Africa's second largest trading partner behind China. Concerns have escalated over potential job losses if AGOA benefits are withdrawn, especially following Trump's recent tariffs on South African imports. In other news in the country, South Africans, especially in the Western Cape, should brace for a chilly week as a series of cold fronts move in. Disaster teams are on high alert as rough seas, rain and strong winds are forecast from today. Now, cold conditions are expected across the west coast and the Winelands, with light snow likely in Namakwa and parts of the Karoo. Gauteng will feel the bite by tomorrow. Now, the Johannesburg Emergency Management Services are also on high alert and urge residents to use heating devices safely. More details in our weather report later. In your international news making headlines, Rwanda is preparing to receive 70 southern white rhinos from South Africa in what will be the continent's largest ever rhino relocation. Now, the translocation to Akagera National Park covers 3,400 kilometers and builds on a 2021 initiative that brought 30 rhinos to the park. Now, with only 17,000 white rhinos left in the wild and poaching a persistent threat, this effort aims to secure a healthy breeding population. The move also boosts Rwanda's conservation reputation and high-value ecotourism, reviving a species once plentiful across sub-Saharan Africa. Meanwhile, France has announced a €400 million high-security prison in French Guiana aimed at isolating drug traffickers and radical Islamists. Slated to open by 2028, the prison will be built deep in the Amazon jungle near Saint-Laurent-du-Maroni. It will house up to 500 inmates under a strict regime targeting both local and mainland criminal networks. Now, the initiative follows a spike in gang violence and prison attacks across France. Officials say the remote site will sever inmates' contact with networks and reduce mobile phone smuggling into prisons. And finally, Landenau, in Brittany, France, turned into a Smurf village on Saturday as 3,076 blue-painted enthusiasts smashed the world record for the largest gathering of Smurfs. Armed with white hats, cheery smiles, and a love for all things Smurfy, the crowd beat Germany's 2019 record of 2,762. Organized by local association Pez de la Donnée, Daulis, and backed by Paramount Pictures, the event also doubled as a quirky launch for the new Smurfs movie due in July. Now, this was Landenau's third attempt, proof that perseverance and a lot of blue paint really does pay off. Guinness still needs to officially verify it, but for now, the town is basking in blue-tinted glory. Can't help but think of that song, I'm blue, da-ba-dee-da-ba-da. I hope that was their theme song as they made their way all around France. Absolutely great to end off the news on a high note. Let's get into some sporting news with Graham.
As we spare a thought for the laundromats in France, let's delve into some high-stakes football. It's that time in the season. And Jack Hinchelwood's 85th minute winner sealing a dramatic 3-2 comeback victory for Brighton over champions Liverpool, keeping their hopes of European football next season very much alive. So the Seagulls twice came from behind with Yassine Ayari and Kuru Matoma cancelling out goals from Harvey Elliott and Dominic Soboschlei before Hinchelwood's late strike moved Brighton firmly into 8th place with one game left to play. Now, this is massive news, not just for South Africa, but the continent. Our very own Rain O'Neill has made history as the first African and first rookie in nearly 3 decades to win the very prestigious World's Strongest Man title. The former Free State Cheetahs rugby player edging out reigning champion Tom Stoltman by just half a point in Sacramento, California yesterday, or over the weekend, delivering a landmark victory that places him and the continent firmly on the global strongman map. What an achievement. Now let's get back to cricket and the impact of the South Africans. Heinrich Klaassen's explosive 47 not out helped to power the Sunrisers Hyderabad to a 6-wicket win over the Lucknow Super Giants, knocking them out of the IPL playoff contention. So chasing 206, Abhishek Sharma's brutal 59 off just 20 certainly set the tone with some key partnerships then easing the chase. A little bit earlier, Aidan Markram's 61 helped Lucknow to 205 for 7, but it was a late collapse and then some very poor death bowling that proved costly in the end. And then we stay with cricketing action and hop across to Pakistan. Islamabad United crushed Karachi Kings by 79 runs to move into the top 2 and earn a second shot at the PSL final. So Farhan on 73 and then Hales on 88 shared a 153-run stand before Sharab Khan's spell dismantled Karachi's chase, sending them to the eliminator after a sloppy display. Great to see the bowlers shining in the shorter formats of the game this year. Well, that is where we leave our sport for now. We'll touch on those headlines again around 7 o'clock. It is a brand new day. Weather has been a little bit crazy to track, so let's try to do our best with that right now.
Thank you, my Graham. Oh, my goodness. Listen, this morning, we are all in the name of making sure that you're all informed. And we always say, no matter the weather, as long as we are together. So let's tell you, the South African Weather Service has issued multiple yellow level 2 warnings for today, cautioning about damaging winds and waves from Alexander Bay to Algoa Bay, disrupting ports and sea travel, unfortunately. Disruptive rainfall may trigger flooding in parts of the Western Cape. Strong interior winds could affect travel and could damage, or rather could cause damage in the northern, western and Eastern Cape, as well as Western Free State and the northern west, or rather northwest. Light snow is possible on the high-lying mountain tops of the Western Cape, Eastern Cape up to Lesotho, and farmers are urged to protect livestock from cold conditions. Please make sure that you consult the Weather Service's social media pages for detailed information, as they'll have everything that you do need. However, we'll keep you up.
We love that sunrise view so much we thought we'd hop on board. That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much to Arusha from Durbs for sending that in. Typically, Durban, 29 degrees is how you embrace winter today. If you want to escape the cold water, the cold weather, just head down to Durban. Love that shot of the pier. Absolutely beautifully capturing the sun as it rises over, I think, one of the coolest stretches of Golden Mile in South Africa. Durban, we love you, and thank you so much for sharing that with us. If you think you can do better, 063 036 9649. That is the number to use, and we would love to hear from you. In fact, you can share anything over the next 3 hours. We want to stay connected. But as Zanele said, we are here to inform, so let's find out how warm you have to dress in your neck of the woods. Let's get some of those temperatures across the land. There might just be a day, and it might be today, certainly in their neck of the woods, that Uppington is the warmest place right now, and it's the coldest place at the same time. I don't understand. We love you, Uppington. And in fact, anyone embracing the colder weather at the moment, we are here for you. We'll try and keep you snug and cozy indoors and get you inspired. Now, we've heard the term ADHD so much, and it's almost become a hot topic once again because our understanding of it has changed. How does our brain work? Some people are calling it a superpower. here. I know if you're a parent, it strikes fear. How do we deal with this? What is actually going on inside the brain? Maybe you yourself have personal experience. Well, you can start that conversation and join us as we delve a little bit deeper into ADHD and how we can understand it in the modern framework.
Oh, such an
because things have
important
changed.
conversation. Yeah, and it is a Health Tuesday, so we'll continue down that avenue talking about coughs and colds, but especially when it comes to our little ones and how to take care of them. I know in your household, Gray, I'm sure it runs around, right?
It's rolling
a
punches.
cycle.
Yeah, no, you send the carrier monkey back to the petri dish, which is school, and then they come back to you, and then you pass it around the family. But it's okay. We've got a survival kit. We've got you back in your corner. However else we can support you, we got you. We'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And happy Tuesday if no one has said it to you already. And on this beautiful Health Tuesday, we also want to expand our horizons just a little bit to focus on beautiful African destinations. Now, some people call them hidden gems, but we put the question to you, Mzansi, and asked you, what's been your most underrated destination in Africa? And of course, ask you to jump into the conversation across our social media. You can find it on Facebook and Instagram. And a couple of you definitely got in touch. I know that Tanzania is a country that I definitely want to check out. Not a hidden gem to those that have been there and lived there, but I would love to see it for myself. So let's get into what you have said Okay, we'll get into the comments just a little bit later, but a beautiful prompt to you to get started on that wonderful conversation. I would love some pictures too, so drop them in the comment section on our Facebook page, and we will get that conversation started in just a bit as we delve into ADHD and all things around that. So Graham, you can take over.
I'm absolutely embracing this conversation. Of course, there are a lot of jokes in studio here with my 3-second attention span that I firmly fit into this bracket. I have not been diagnosed by a professional over the recent years, so I'm not going to play in that space. But I'm glad that we are talking about it, that we're joking about it, that it has become a hot topic right now. It has been misunderstood, I think, for so long, especially in African communities, right here on South African soil, where a conversation around mental health often carries the stigma or just silence. But that is thankfully changing. From childhood diagnosis to adult symptoms that go detected for years, ADHD is far more common than most of us think, and it can be managed when understood. In fact, it can be unlocked, I'm going to say. And joining us today is Lucy Mario Simao, Managing Director of ProFaster Consultancy, mental health peer counselor and head coach at Body Wellness and Balance. And he's not only an ADHD expert, but also leading South Africa's first wellness conference focused specifically on dealing with ADHD. And for that alone, I think deserves a massive round of applause and welcome, because, and I know I always complain about not having a live studio audience, but you're going to have a whole conference full of people to applaud you in a moment. So kudos to you, sir, for that, because this must be quite a moment for you. And that's not lost on me. But I love the fact that we are focusing on ADHD, and I have to ask you first the why. Before we get into how we describe it now, why was this your passion? Why were you led down this path?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me.
Absolute pleasure.
You know, the thing is that I was in the space where I had struggled with myself, right? So I always tell people sometimes when they see me, it's oh, you're very funny. Sometimes I'm funny because I'm trying to cover that image, you know, from being isolated, not feeling comfortable being around people, and also, you know, struggling with really giving attention to things, right? So for that reason, it came to a point where I had to start working on myself. Well, I really haven't ever in my life gone to a psychiatrist to tell me or help me with, you know, any kind of mental therapy or anything. I had never done that, but because of my background, I never had the opportunity to do that, you know.
It wasn't like it was there waiting.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I had to learn to work on myself, right? And for that reason, I feel like people need to also understand that when we talk about ADHD, we're talking about self-development. We're not just talking about you having to go for a medical, you know, help, but we're talking about you as a person understanding who you are.
I love the way you framed that, because suddenly in this moment, all are welcome. And I'm a firm believer we all sit on some kind of scale.
Definitely.
I'm sorry, it's the human condition to me, and I've met probably over 100,000 incredible individuals like yourself and been able to interview them. I'm sorry, we are all a little bit kooky, and I love that about us. But so many misconceptions about ADHD, and we want to paint it with a brush. We want to label our child. We want to make it easier to deal with. Can you, for us, break it down in your own understanding? What is ADHD? And if we could look at it from the development of the child, where they are in their growth, and then when it exhibits in an adult, in the likes of you and I.
Okay, so let me put it this way. In a more sophisticated way of opening up, you know, of talking about ADHD, we all will say it's attention deficiency hyperactivity disorder, right?
Yeah.
But then if I have to look at it from a more practical perspective, ADHD simply means your inability to then give attention to one thing, right? So a long time ago, before we have now a different perspective of ADHD. Long time ago, we looked at ADHD as your behavior disorder. It's like you can't behave.
Like it's a
properly.
choice.
Yeah. You know, like if you are unable to behave, you have ADHD. It's simple as that. But now it has changed. The perspective around ADHD has changed. Now we understand ADHD, from a neurodiversity perspective. Like it's possible for a person to have different personalities or different, faces and traits. But then it still goes down to the issue of how do you behave around people, or, around things that you actually have to be on. And I think what we need currently to fix, if I have to put it that way, it is the mindset that when you say, I have ADHD or I'm diagnosed with ADHD, how other people see
And
that.
respond and meet that.
That's where the problem is.
And I love the fact that we got kids on TikTok teaching us now about ADHD or neurodiversity, going out there and disseminating for themselves. So I think in the broader perspective, great. We are opening up to it. Young people are appreciating the individual more than they used to.
Yeah.
And highlighting that, which is beautiful. Within our communities, I'm quite a traditional guy, the thought of me asking for help, me showing weakness, and in most South African communities, let's be honest, that is where it's at. Is that needle shifting now? Are we, by virtue of the fact that we are sitting having a conference talking about ADHD, and you are one of the leading drivers there, are we seeing that cultural shift, that necessary shift?
Well, yes. Not 100%, not at the level we wanted. The reason why we have to host this kind of events. I had a time to do a little research, especially in Cape Town, and I found out that we do have a lot of support groups specifically for ADHD, but I would say half of them is not active, right? So that's a problem, because you can't have a support group and it's not active.
It needs to be engaged.
So community, when it comes to mental disability, because that's how sometimes we understand.
Perceives it,
So when it comes to mental illness or mental disability, what happens is that people tend to perceive it as a huge problem. And if you are that kind of person that is facing some kind of mental disability, you are discarded from the group of people that are called normal people. So we as people that have experienced that, and as specialists, we have a different perspective around that. And we say, look, either you have ADHD or not, you are still human and you're still a normal person, but you just operate in different realms.
Different operating system.
Just different brains.
That is brilliant. I've got to ask you before we let you go, because I would imagine you're going to have an unbelievably busy week. The conference, how can people plug in? I know tickets are free, which is amazing, but what's the lowdown there?
Well, we do have 2 days basically. It's not just on the 24, so it's going to be 23, which is more of a support group. That's going to take place at the City Library, Cape Town City Library.
Brilliant.
So people can just come in 11 in the morning and just ask for the venue where the event is, and they will direct them.
Oh, fantastic.
And on the 24, which is going to be in Waterfront Inua venue, there's 2 ways someone can attend. The free package on that, anyone that wants to come can come. And there's a benefit for that, which is basically just having a special, from Inua, which is giving to anyone coming on that space. So that's basically having 45 minutes of complete wellness experience of Inua for 2 people, but in the process once. That's what they're giving to anyone coming. But if someone buys a ticket on Quicket, then they have a book from a Dr. David Rex Organ, who is one of our special guests coming in from USA. And also because wine is good for the brain, we have 1 bottle of wine for them.
We need a bit of dopamine every now and then, yeah.
So that's basically what it is. So they can get hold of tickets online.
Oh, Quicket is where you said we can find it. Absolutely love that wellness conference on dealing with ADHD on the prequel on the 23rd, then on the 24th at Inua V&A Waterfront. Free entry, but of course some added bonuses if you join through Quicket. Thank you so much, my friend. Absolutely love this conversation. If you want to go deeper, connect in person. I always say make that connection and be a part of the growing conversation and spread that word. Don't miss this wellness conference on dealing with ADHD for ourselves and our own growth. Again, I reiterate, happening on the 24th of this month. That's Saturday at the Inuel V&A Waterfront. Tickets are free but limited, and of course some added bonuses if you go via Quicket. All the best of luck.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Now, they say trust your gut, but what if it's trying to tell you more than just what's for dinner or what you had for lunch? Joining us are Laura Johnston, CEO of Phytoceutics and Integrative Nutritional Health Coach, and then Dr. Michele Van Zagi, medical doctor, aesthetics expert, good friend of the show, and testicular cancer survivor, to explore the surprising connections between gut health, immunity and glowing skin. Yes, it is one system. So good to have both of you here. Michele, great to see you. I love oversimplifying your journey, buddy. Hey, just in 3 sentences, I summed up your life there, bro. You've had an incredible journey. Maybe from your perspective, can you sum up as best you can in this short time what stood out in your journey for you?
So I think because we're speaking about the nutraceutics world and the world of health and preventative health, my journey, one of the most striking things is probably just my fight or my win against cancer.
Yeah.
And as a medical doctor, you know, understanding what's actually happening inside your body and what's contributed towards that diagnosis, and working in an environment of health, and then, you know, being the doctor and then transitioning to the patient has given me such amazing perspective about health and what we need to do as human beings. So as doctors, we learn everything about reactive medicine, how to treat disease, but I've now seen how we need to be proactive and we need to prevent disease. And being in remission, there's so much more to health than just, you know, taking medication And I think what we're going to speak about today ties so nicely into that.
And the body is an amazing thing, as you have proven. If you give it the strength and the tools, it will do amazing things.
Yeah.
I think what I'm loving the most about this current medical frontier, the connection between inflammation, the gut, these connections seem to be coming to the fore. Have you explored this in your space, and what's been a big kind of light bulb moment for you?
So you mentioned aesthetic expert. So I'm working in aesthetic medicine, which ties together cosmetics, aesthetics, functional, integrative health. And what I realized about treating in specific pigmentation is that there's such a massive link between what's happening on a cellular level and what we see. So I've had this visual representation of health on a cellular level and what's visible to the outside. So that's just a really nice way to explain to people that what's happening inside our body, inside our gut, at a cellular functional level is affecting our health.
It
in so many
manifests.
ways. Absolutely.
It really does manifest. Now it becomes so much more important about what we put in, and we know that no two supplements are created equal, unless I suppose they're within your basket. But I suppose we are constantly working off economy, what's accessible, what we perceive to be good value, but maybe you can kind of make it clear for us the difference between just getting a supplement for the sake of ticking that box and spending the money on a supplement that you know is going to offer exactly what it says.
I think consumers are becoming more educated and they're really researching ingredients and quality themselves. But, you know, there's really three things that you need to look for. So it's clinically studied products or ingredients. You know, are there human studies behind it and its efficacy? Dosage, incredibly important. So you can go for a cheap supplement which has a very low dose of something, but then when you're taking 6 capsules in order for it to be therapeutic, you may as well go for a higher dose product that's potentially more expensive. And then also bioavailability is incredibly important. So can your body actually absorb it? Is it a small enough molecule? Is it in a liposomal sheath to help with absorption and it doesn't get degraded by your digestive system? I think also it's quality over quantity. So less is more. Rather focus on things that you really think your body needs and take less than just, covering the full spectrum.
This has been a lifelong journey for you in this space. To get to one product that you are happy with, that you know is going to be effective, what does that take?
Oh, it's hours of research. We scour the entire world looking for the best quality ingredient and then, getting multiple sources of information to decide, is this exactly what is going to make a difference in our consumers' lives?
I love this notion of the system and all working within that notion. Have you noticed, or maybe you can expand on that kind of axis, that gut connection to our immune system, to the other areas, right down to what appears on our skin? Maybe break down that connection a bit more for us.
So I think Laura's mentioned, like you can hear in the way that she speaks about this is a very niche, boutique environment that we're talking about. And the gut and the gut-skin, gut-brain axis is being studied more and more. So we're getting all these more complicated explanations about what's actually happening at a cellular level, interleukin-6 and this kind of factor, and the biological level of what type of tumor suppressor gene is being suppressed by this ingredient. But the reality is that we need people like Laura to do the research. And I think we have brands now that we can trust where they tell us this. Like curcumin is a good example. It's an extraction from turmeric. We all know turmeric's good for you, but at what concentration, at what dosage should we be taking
exactly
it?
how,
So even as a doctor, I rely on the experts. And for me in clinical practice, I've really seen such a massive difference. Some people are treating pigmentation, only doing professional treatments in a clinic, and they take one supplement and 6 months later, their pigmentation has improved by like 50%.
Sure.
So that's a massive visual representation of what we're learning here. And I think for me, that's been a really nice learning curve.
Just lastly, very quickly, any advice for first-time supplement takers wanting to enter into this world? Because it can be a little bewildering, intimidating, if you will.
Yeah, so I think pick a concern. So if it's pigmentation, focus on that. Be consistent with your supplementation. There's no quick fix.
Give it time to work, yeah.
Give it time. Give it 6 to 8 weeks. Do additional combination therapies. Whether it's gut health or immunotherapy or pigmentation you're addressing, we're always available to talk. There are a lot of healthcare professionals that are clued up when it comes to supplementation, and yeah, like see it through.
See it through. I absolutely love that, and consistency. And I love the fact that you guys are talking to each other. This is an amazing thing that we don't live in, and this exists within the medical space as well. We're not in one lane. If you're a specialist there, you need to connect with the specialist there. We need to be talking, because ultimately it is one system. From gut health to glowing skin, we've explored the very powerful connection between what's happening inside and what reflects on the outside and how we feel. So for more information on the perfect products for you and your journey, you can visit phytoceutics.com to find out a whole lot more.
Optimize your gut health with Phytoceutics range of pre, pro, and postbiotics. Use code Expresso for 15% off at phytoceutics.com.
Well, speaking of immunity, as temperatures drop and sniffles are on the rise, it's often our little ones who bear the brunt of seasonal bugs. Now, joining us today is Dr. Anisa Vahed, a pediatrician and mom who understands firsthand how challenging it can really be to keep our kids healthy during winter. Now, from coughs to colds to boosting immunity, she is here with some practical tips and expert advice on how to protect your little ones through the chilly months. And Doc, I know many people are looking at you going, please help me. It's been a tough time, and we just spoke about the fact that this time of year gets crazy.
It's really gone mad very quickly, so quickly, and the kids are back at school, and they're literally, the bugs are just gone on a rampage between the kids and the poor parents and the families at home.
They're back with a vengeance, but don't worry, help is on the way. But I've got to ask you, Doc, why are kids so vulnerable to getting sick and getting flu?
So there's big two things. Winter season, so drop in weather between end of April to July, we see a whole bunch of bugs. I call it the petri dish of bugs. So they go through the families step by step, and it's literally, the kids are just struggling with it. And the other big issue is kids are just building up their immunity. So especially our kids under the ages of 6 months, they're still developing that immunity. So they haven't gotten strong like us adults, even though we're getting hit hard. But the kids are still just learning to grow.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's distinguish the difference between the common cold and maybe something a bit more serious like the RSV, that virus. Yeah.
So if we're looking at the big, I call it the big three, common cold, flu, and RSV. So common cold is normally the milder viruses, like rhinovirus, parainfluenza. People tend to get a bit of like snotty noses, mild coughs, mild symptoms, tends to linger for a few days. But you can handle it with over-the-counter meds. If you get flu, that's the influenza virus, the one that we try and protect against with the vaccination. And that one is a rapid onset. So you can be fine in the morning and then look like you've been hit by a truck at night.
Absolutely. Been there, done that.
Yeah, so that one's the rough one, and that goes through 4 waves through the flu season. So if you get hit first wave, you still got second, 3, and 4 to kind of go through. And you'll get big, high fevers, body aches, you just don't feel right, and you'll get that kind of bronchitis type cough. And then RSV is the one that we're getting concerned about, and we're actually already seeing some adults getting affected by RSV, and that's respiratory syncytial virus. That virus normally affects our children under the ages of 5 years, and that normally presents after a few days. So it's kind of similar to flu, where you get a bit of mild congestion, mild cough, but then it peaks on day 2 to day 3, and that's when they get mucus plugging, lots of wheeziness, lots of phlegm. They struggle to get that out, and it takes a few weeks to actually get over that.
Wow. Oh my God. But there is some sort of guidance that you can do. All right. So let's get into some common mistakes perhaps that parents go through when trying to cure their kids from any of the above that you mentioned.
So I think the big thing that I find is our parents get desperate. They're tired, they're exhausted, they hear their children coughing all the time, and they just want to help their child get better. And I think the big thing is what's happening is they've got a whole pharmacy at home. So they're throwing multiple drugs at their children. And sometimes what happens is that they're not looking at actually what's the ingredients in the drugs. So what tends to happen is we call it polypharmacy, where they're using a lot of similar drugs and they land up actually getting to toxic doses of certain specific things like paracetamol, which may not help their child. So that's where as pediatricians and that's where as doctors and pharmacists are there to help. And what I always tell our parents is don't be scared to ask us. Just say, listen, I've been using this, it isn't helping. what's next? What can I try? Because there's a lot of over-the-counter medications that we can guide you on. It's just we need to know what helped and what didn't help, and we don't want to be throwing a few extra things in there that hasn't really worked.
Absolutely. Help is there, so please make use of it, whether it is your pharmacist or your pediatrician. When it comes to prevention, Doc, what are some of the things that we can avoid? They say it's better than cure, so let's get into that.
So prevention is always, we were trying to promote a healthy lifestyle. So teach our children how to have a good diet, so concentrate on a broad-based amount of vitamins, minerals, concentrate on maybe your vitamin C's, D's, irons, your gut health, so don't forget those probiotics. Maybe consider teaching your children how to cough properly, so coughing in their elbows, sneezing.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I've had a few parents actually been teaching their children to wear a mask. So they come into the doctor's office wearing a mask because they're like, doctor, I'm not feeling well, I need to protect you and I need to protect my family against the bug. Simple measures.
And definitely that will go a long, long way. Okay, so we've done prevention, we've done common mistakes. How about getting into some medication? Where can we go?
So I always concentrate on telling my parents, get something good like a saline spray. Okay, we need to flush that gunks out. We need to flush that bug out.
Right.
So teach your children how to use those saline sprays and don't be scared to use it. You can't really overdose on that. It's just saline. So learning how to use that and always make sure, because our children are always getting sick and when they get fevers, they really, really feel gross and horrible. And that's when making sure you've always got some good form of analgesia at home. So like something like with paracetamol, there's different flavors available, different dosing. Make sure you've chatted to your pharmacist and doctor and making sure of the dosing. So you know exactly what correct dose to give your child to kind of alleviate the pain.
Oh, I love that. We've gone through all the steps and don't worry, you will be sorted when it comes to this flu season. Doc, thank you so much for always
pleasure.
coming through and just relieving the parents just a little bit. Because from sniffles to sneezes, our little ones definitely deserve the very best care this winter and every winter. And for trusted advice on managing children's coughs and colds and also boosting their immunity, go ahead and visit beprepared365.co.za. That is your go-to guide for all things to do with family wellness. And while you're at your local pharmacy, make sure to ask about the Adcock Ingram Winter Survival Pack. Now, this is a handy addition to your medicine cabinet for tackling those common seasonal sniffles as well as sneezes. And the best part, Mzansi, is that you stand a chance to win 2,000 Rand. All you have to do is reply to our competition post on the Expresso social pages and just answer this question. Do you often get a cough when you get sick, and how do you treat it? Yes, we welcome all answers and no judgment will be expressed. Don't forget to add hashtag AdcockOTCWinter, and that competition does close this Sunday. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Thank you once again, Doc.
My pleasure.
We'll see you soon, I'm sure.
So what I love most about what we do here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show is the fact that from 6 to 9 a.m., the whole entire show is a party. It's a good time, which is why in a little bit, we've got one of the most incredible artists in the whole entire country. Yes, I'm talking about a Maskandi King who is doing it his way. IMAX Soul has released his debut album. It's called Isidleke. And one thing about him, he's truly owning his sound. And I cannot wait for us to get to know more about this new album. And then we are going to be getting into a delicious recipe, my Feel Good Breakfast Show family, a Kenyan coconut chicken curry. It already sounds so good. My mouth is watering. So let's take a little bit of a short break so that we can get to that recipe. Ne? Don't go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side of this.
This winter, staying healthy is just a click away with beprepared365.co.za, your go-to platform for trusted medical advice and helpful health tips. While taking charge of your wellness, ask your pharmacist about the Adcock Ingram OTC Winter Survival Pack, including Corenza Parac, Medicil, Exvigen, and Adco Napamol. Stand a chance of winning weekly cash prizes by replying to the competition question on Expresso's social media pages with hashtag AdcockOTCWinter. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. You're still right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show on S3. And as I always tell you, it's always so good to be with you, especially when we are celebrating our incredible artists in South Africa. All in lieu of Africa Week, we, my friend, 100% had to bring along someone who truly is the essence of Mzansi. I'm talking about KwaNongoma's finest in KZN. IMAX Soul is someone who is a new age Maskandi singer. But on top of all of that, my lovely, he is someone who has known the absolute fruits of going viral. But then he's also someone who is releasing his debut album, Isidleke. So everyone, let's give him a feel-good welcome. One of our African treasures. Come on. IMAX Soul, welcome back, Tandwa.
Mama njani?
Ndiphi njani wena?
Ngiyaphila
That's good.
ngizizwa ngisekhaya bakithi ngiyabonga.
Hi, Bo, you know that this is your home, Jenna.
Kusekhaya.
Exactly, but Tandwa, before we get to your debut album,
Yes,
ne,
Mama.
I want us to talk about Ipinifa. Because this was the song that
Kusuka
allowed the
Sambwe
people to...
Ntombi.
Yes, and this was a song that didn't just open doors for you,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
even made Abantu come to know you, like Os Jahava and so many other
Yeah,
prominent
yeah.
artists. Well, how many, doors did it actually open? What did it do for you? And congratulations on it going gold.
Thank you
Buti.
so much.
Yes.
I think that was God timing. Because I wasn't planning ukuthi ngenze ingoma efana naleya.
Yes.
And uma isifika ngingahlelanga and yenza izinto ezinkulu okudlula konke ngeke ngakwenza futhi uNkulunkulu wayekhombile. Leya ngoma ke ngicanta abantu abaningi mabe ngibona kuthiwa suka Sambwe Ntombi. Iphinifa. Why? Because bangibiza ngento engethulile kubona. Which is a song that introduced me to everyone. So
Yes.
Mina, it's one of my biggest songs that I always love.
I mean, it's the song that brought you to Expresso as well. You know what I mean?
Yes. That
Exactly.
suka Sambwe Ntombi kuphela ngami. Dethi mayimile igcwala iphinifa. That song
Ewe.
ingisebenzele kakhulu. Kakhulu to ukuthi size sifike kwi project because I was done by the to make the project Isidleke by that time.
Yeah.
I made Iphinifa, which is like it came as a freestyle.
Yes.
So it also came out as the single of the project.
Yes,
Yeah, instead of
Sana.
Isidleke, yes.
That is amazing. But Tandwa, I mean, one of the reasons, of course, that we have you here in lieu of Africa Day, because we are in Africa Week, we obviously love the fact that when you're such a traditional artist and you stay true to your roots. Talk to me a little bit about, just some of the challenges and even the rewards of being a traditional artist, because not a lot of people decide to go that route.
Yeah, first thing we do our thing in complete vernacular. So isiZulu uma senza we are deep with tradition and kunzima to introduce this fusion thing kubantu and it takes time. So ama challenges engathi ukwenza into yakhe yehlukile. Ama challenges obhekana nawo thatha isikhathi eside kakhulu ukuthi abantu understand but okubalekile ukuthi sithinta inhliziyo la.
Amen. Ooh, sithinta inhliziyo. Hayi ba. He's a poet, Sana. Yo. You're tinting the inhliziyo now.
Lasuke thinta inhliziyo mama suke senza umsebenzi kanje. Kodwa engingakusho futhi okubalekile about ukwenza into ehlukile. Kuba nesikhathi la othola ukuthi abantu khona kuba ne certain trends abawalandelayo. So if wenza into yakhe ehlukile ayihlali kakhulu kuma trends. Into oyenzayo you do ukuthi music timeless. I would say. So ama-challenges amaningi kakhulu if wenza also futhi into yakho ongasabi ukuyenza.
But then when they get it, Sana.
Yeah, they work.
Yeah, they
And
understand.
once they understand.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, this is healing. This is healing. So we are the healers that also heal the healers.
Amen.
Yeah,
I love that. And I mean, with us, celebrating Africa Day as well, you like you said, isiZulu is the thing that comes out so strong in your music and you go deep into it. How else do you sort of, get into your tradition?
Katara.
Uh-huh.
You see this guitar thing?
Yes.
Iyodwa nje. I came with unique notes.
Yeah.
Of which is achaza nami la ngisuka khona ukuthi ngisuka kuphi. So I think it's the universal language that I have.
Yeah.
Because ngiyakhona ukuthi ngicommunicate nabantu abaningi without ukuthi ngiqale ngicule the guitar alone. So ngicabanga ukuthi iyona nto mina engisebenzele kakhulu.
Hey, and you and that guitar, son, and powerful duo.
That's my twin.
Yes, but now it's led to Isidleke, and we are so proud of you, Puti. Well done. Congratulations.
Ngiyabonga.
What inspired this album exactly?
My whole journey, my whole life. I wrote this project from the heart.
Oh, man.
Everything that is there is said truth, said reality.
Yeah.
Everything that is there is truth, I would say so. You're not anything inspiration and just to write the song because the whole album because iy'nsizwa uma ngifika ey'nsizweni fike kuthiwa ijuba elimhlophe ke leli ibhinca lakanongoma.
Yeah.
So with me being ijuba, ijuba phela sihlala isidlekeni.
Yeah.
So isidleke ngisithatha njengekhaya as umuntu oyiciko. Shuthi uma isidleke siyikhaya enyonini nami ngikhuluma ngekhaya. So on the project izinto ezoyifica
Yeah.
uzofica izinto ezizokuphilisa ngokwemfundiso engizithole ekhaya la ngiqhamuka khona.
Oh, Sthandwa sam, when you like you said, utinta the heart. You touch
Inhliziyo,
the
ma.
nhliziyo, and we love it. And thank you so much for sharing your gift. And I know that we are going to be blown away by your performances.
Isazokhala kakhulu.
Hi, Kesana. This is
Lapho
why
isazokhala kakhulu.
Expresso family, he said it, Nizokala, you're going to cry because of how beautiful these performances are going to be. He's in the building, IMAX Soul, having done so in terms of his beautiful debut album, Isidleke, and we are getting a taste of it right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Make sure you do not go anywhere because it's all going to be happening. But then there's also other things to also look forward to. I am talking about the fact that, listen, my friend, we 100% are going to be jumping on into what exactly is our Barbie this morning going to be wearing. Of course, I'm talking about the gorgeous Carissa. And then in the building, I am so excited because we have got none other than these beautiful humans who are here to tell us all about their amazing travels of Africa. It is Zahira, Marty, and Maps. It is all about their love for Africa. And of course, my friend, it's all about us celebrating Africa Day come Sunday. So stick around for it. We're doing so together as an Expresso family. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back as we layer up for winter, baby, and we are embracing the layers today. And of course, a little bit earlier in the show, Carissa came to you with cap out of hand because she's not even wearing a cap because she needed you to help her get dressed this morning. And we have a choice of some amazing knits, fabrics, layering up available at Woolies at the moment, and she was ready to embrace it. And of course, you guys have jumped on board. So thank you so much for weighing in. Hermione saying, good morning. Option 1 is the color pop needed on this cold wintry day. And Carissa will rock this look with her awesome smile. I agree with you 100%. And the colors are really cool. Deirdre saying option 1, Carissa, you will look snazzy. Oh, you have reached a peak when you reach snazzy level. And can we squeeze in one more? Norma saying a hashtag Tuesday. Option 1 will be perfect, whether it's autumn or winter. Hashtag styled by Woolies. Well, the people have spoken and you are on the money because she looks amazing. Arlene Stevens also saying option 1 for a perfect winter look, seeing that Cape Town gets 4 seasons in one day. Well, let's see if Carisha jumps on board for option 1. I think we had about 5 false starts there. You were like a sprinter at the Olympics. I love
just wanted
it.
to show everybody the great work that they've done. I mean, come on.
Very
I love
cool,
a
man.
co-ord. You just look put together.
It looks super cute. Your smile is popping. It's asking all the right questions and giving
Right.
all the right kind of
And
answers.
it's got a hood.
Absolutely beautiful. You guys have impeccable taste. Thank you so much. And of course, you can rock the look. Shop it now in store, online, or using the amazing Woolies app. And I would imagine some amazing winter specials as well. Gorgeous girl.
I love boots. I love like loungewear a lot. I love oversized jumpers. With kids, you know, they go around, they play, so I always make sure that, you know, they're durable, they last really long.
Well, now that I'm looking and feeling absolutely fantastic, thanks to you, Expresso fam, I think it is time to get into some news. It's just hit 7 o'clock. Let's get into your national news headlines first. Now, we get started here where Manqoba Ntombela, founder of the iconic music group Woza Africa, was tragically shot multiple times outside his Rotunda home in Heidelberg on Saturday. Known for the hit song Istokfela, Ntombela was also a respected businessman and educator, actively involved in initiatives supporting local entrepreneurs. Now, police are investigating the motive behind the killing, with reports suggesting possible links to Spaza Shop extortionists. The community has expressed deep sorrow over the loss of a figure who significantly contributed to both the cultural and economic scene of the area. President Cyril Ramaphosa arrived in Washington yesterday for a high-stakes visit aimed at repairing strained U.S.-Africa relations. Accompanied by 4 cabinet ministers, including Agriculture Minister John Steenhuisen, Ramaphosa is set to meet President Donald Trump tomorrow, focusing on renewing the African Growth and Opportunity Act, or AGOA, which provides duty-free U.S. market access for African products. The United States is South Africa's second-largest trading partner behind China. Concerns have escalated over potential job losses if AGOA benefits are withdrawn, especially following Trump's recent tariffs on South African imports. Let's take a look at your international news making headlines, where U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin have agreed to begin ceasefire talks following a lengthy phone call focused on the war in Ukraine. The discussions prioritize ending attacks on energy infrastructure and exploring a maritime truce in the Black Sea. Trump pointed to future trade opportunities, while Putin emphasized the need to address root causes, including sovereignty-related demands. The Vatican is being considered as a possible venue. The call marks renewed diplomatic momentum after months of stalled negotiations. Both leaders have briefed global counterparts on the development. Meanwhile, Rwanda is preparing to receive 70 southern white rhinos from South Africa in what will be the largest continental ever rhino relocation. The translocation to Akagera National Park covers 3,400 kilometers and builds on a 2021 initiative that brought 30 rhinos to the park. With only 17,000 white rhinos left in the wild and poaching a persistent threat, this effort aims to secure a breeding population. The move also boosts Rwanda's conservation reputation and high-value ecotourism, reviving a species once plentiful across sub-Saharan Africa. And finally, at 97, Maggie Clark finally got arrested and absolutely loved it. Known for her mischievous streak at Elizabeth Lodge Care Home out in Enfield in the UK, she had long joked about wanting to be arrested. So, on her birthday, local police joined the fun, arriving with handcuffs and a spoof warrant. Maggie beamed as Constable Benjamin Flint charged her with consistently speeding in her wheelchair. She chuckled that she had been too good for far too long. Now, the birthday stunt, part of the home's Wishing Tree initiative, ended with cake and, of course, lots of laughter and lively tales from her past. Maggie said her list was now complete and that she loved it. The police called it an absolute honor. I love that. Our very own Speedy Gonzalez out in the UK. So we leave your 7 o'clock news. Let's delve into those sporting headlines. G-Man's got the latest.
While you plan your Nana's next birthday surprise, let's get into some sport. And Jack Hinchelwood's 85th minute winner, sealing a dramatic 3-2 comeback victory for Brighton over champions Liverpool last night, keeping their hopes of European football next season very much alive. So the Seagulls, in fact, twice came from behind, with Yasin Ayari and Kuro Mutoma cancelling out goals from Harvey Elliott and Dominic Zoboszlai before Hinchelwood's late strike moved Brighton into 8th place with one game left to play. Now, a massive moment for Africa and South Africa, as our very own Reno Nel has made history as the first African and first rookie in nearly 3 decades to win the prestigious World's Strongest Man title. It's massive, and he is massive. The former Free State Cheetahs rugby player edged out reigning champion Tom Stoltman by just half a point in Sacramento in California, delivering a landmark victory that places him and the continent firmly on the global strongman map. Congratulations. Now back to the IPL, and we have continued impact from the South Africans. Heinrich Klaasen's explosive 47 on out powered the Sunrisers Hyderabad to a 6-wicket win over the Lucknow Super Giants, and in so doing knocking them out of the IPL playoff contention lane. So chasing 206, Abhishek Sharma's brutal 59 of 20, that certainly set the tone, with key partnerships then easing the chase. And a little bit earlier, Aidan Markram's 61 helped Lucknow to a pretty confident 205 for 7, but a late collapse and some poor death bowling proving costly in the end. Now let's cross over to Pakistan and the Super League there. And as Islamabad United, they crushed Karachi Kings by 79 runs yesterday to move into the top 2 and earn a second shot at the PSL final. So Farhan with 73 and then Hales with 88 shared a 153-run stand before Shadab Khan's spell dismantled Karachi's chase, sending them to the eliminator after a sloppy display, it must be said. High-stakes sport across the board, and we love it. We'll touch base again in about an hour or so. But right now, I imagine the roads should be waking up. Let's get the latest on the traffic front.
Well, let's get into your traffic for this morning. We're out in Randburg in Gauteng. There's a stationary vehicle along the N1 northbound, and that's after the ramp from 14th Avenue, affecting the right lane. And as a result, traffic is slow moving, as you can imagine. So please do exercise patience if you're headed out that way. Now let's head over to the mother city in Kales River, where heavy delays are being experienced along the R300 northbound at the ramp to Van Riebeek. Please do make use of your headlights and maintain a safe following distance. Now let's get into those weather details. Standing by.
Oh, apologies for that. However, we are back all in the name of getting you your weather. And this morning, the South African Weather Service has issued multiple yellow level 2 warnings for today, cautioning about damaging winds and waves from Alexander Bay to Algoa Bay, disrupting ports and sea travel. Disruptive rainfall may trigger flooding in parts of the Western Cape. Strong interior winds could affect travel and cause damage in the Northern, Western and Eastern Cape, as well as Western Free State and Northwest. Light snow is possible on the high-lying mountain tops of the Western Cape, Eastern Cape, up to Lesotho, and the farmers are urged to protect livestock from cold conditions. Please make sure that you consult the Weather Service's social media pages, because that's where they'll keep you up to date with anything else that you do need to know. But you also know that we got you right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, one way that you've got us is just by being here, right? Which we absolutely love, because we love you. But then it is also that sunrise view, and Kashifa from Umhlanga, my darling. What is this? Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's going to be 30 degrees Celsius, so it looks like the sun is still going to come out. But these waves, the sun that's just peeking out, and just the sand, you have outdone yourself. And this Mzansi is an example of what you need to send through, all in the name of showing the rest of the country what you're waking up to. You literally just snap it on your phone, you send it on the WhatsApp line, which is 063-036-9649. And like I said, we get to show everybody else what it is your morning is looking like. Right about now, though, let's show you what your temperatures are looking like for today.
definitely chilly across the country, but listen, I've got the perfect thing to heat you up. There's a reason why I'm donning an apron right now, all right? As we continue our celebration of Africa Week, we're bringing the rich culinary traditions of our continent to your kitchen. Along with Kenya's sun-soaked coastline, coconut-based curries are a staple of everyday cooking. And this Kenyan coconut chicken curry is infused with warm spices and fresh herbs and the creamy richness of coconut cream, of course. A delicious reminder of the bold, diverse flavors that define African cuisine. And somebody that has traveled the globe, but also the continent, and definitely has come back with many tales is Zahira Mati. Welcome back, beautiful.
Thank you.
And thank you for allowing us to just chuck you in the kitchen immediately.
Yep, always.
This is how we get started.
You know my chef skills are
Come on.
tap whenever you need them.
Speaking of, you love a curry.
I don't mind it if it's not too heavy, but this bad boy solves the
Exactly.
problem.
No dairy,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
some coconut cream. Perfect. All right, you can hear the sizzling going. Shall I take over or shall I put you? Okay.
Put me to work.
I'm going to put you
I
to
would
that
roll
work.
sleeves up if I had them.
All right, so we've got some onion going, some bay leaves, always good for a curry, and of course olive oil. And then we're going to get into, I think, should we toast our spices or coat the chicken?
I'm going to say coat the chicken.
I would say coat the chicken.
Who doesn't need a good coat in
This
winter?
is what I'm
you know?
saying. I love that.
So are we just in?
Go in. Turmeric, cayenne pepper, coriander, and curry powder.
Here we
a delicious
go.
combination. So here is going to make sure that they are warm and toasty in there before we chuck them in the pan. This is a Kenyan dish too, Zara.
Yes,
and
it
you've
is.
been to Kenya.
I have.
I'm very jealous. I would love to go to Kenya one day. What
Kenya
was your
really
favorite part?
masters a mix of cultures. They've
Oh,
got
yeah?
a little bit of Arabic influence, a little bit of African influence. It's really got the best of a lot of continents together.
Wow.
Favorite part?
Yeah.
The Maasai.
Oh,
Yeah, really
that must
love
have been
it.
an interesting thing to witness and experience.
It is, and it really lets you know how short you are and how low
Wait, how
you jump.
tall are we talking? Like
proper tall.
Proper,
but it's
proper.
not even how tall they are, it's how high they jump.
jump.
It's incredible, because it's a show of masculinity.
Of
isn't it?
course.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're looking for a Kenyan man, you know exactly what to ask for.
Go
I love
with the
this.
highest
Go with the
jumper.
highest jumper.
Are we going in?
Let's chuck that in.
Here we go.
Careful, because you know the oil. Okay. I've actually got
We've
some
had some
burn marks
experience
from
with
this
that,
oil.
yeah.
Oh, there's a picture of you and a Maasai king. I'm going to go ahead and call him that.
We were doing a walk
beautiful.
around, actually, a walking safari.
Wow.
Looking for animals on foot.
And did you find any?
Yeah, not the biting kind, thankfully, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Wait.
It's really great because you get to see the landscape from the air. If you do a hot air balloon, you get to see it from a safari vehicle like you would traditionally, or you get to walk around with a Maasai and experience it as they would, which is pretty special.
Oh, that's where about in Kenya was that? Do you remember?
That was near, I want to say, the Tanzanian border.
Wow. Look at that landscape. That is so gorgeous. All right, that's all in. I'm going to go in with
I
some
totally guessed that
garlic.
answer, by the way. Cannot remember where that border was.
Nobody is going to come
But
for
we'll
you.
just roll with it
You
for
were
now.
the only one that was there. And confidence is all you need.
That's
okay.
all you need, especially in the kitchen.
Especially in the kitchen.
Are we going in with the
Please,
cream?
coconut cream's going in. We lost the bay leaf. That's all right.
We had too many anyway, I thought.
There you go.
There you go.
And that's definitely going to temper the heat a little bit and, of course, add some more sauce. Are you like a roti, a rice, bread person with your curry?
It depends on the curry. I think something coconut-based is always great with a nice rice.
Yes, so it soaks in.
Yeah, good bread doesn't go to waste either.
Oh, my gosh. It's so great to know that Zahira Mati eats bread. Because we love bread.
Oh,
over
we love
here.
carbs.
Oh, we love
We're all
carbs.
carbs here.
Yes.
Double carbs if we need to.
That's the South African NU. We're here for maybe even pap. I've never had pap and curry.
I've actually made it. I
You
made
made
it
pap
in
and
Dubai.
curry?
Yeah.
And
I
how
made
was
it.
that?
Look, I had a few wounds from the burns because apparently it bubbles and stuff. But yeah, no, it was okay.
It was
edible.
Right?
For a
And
first time,
hopefully
it was
this is
edible.
more than edible.
This looks delicious.
Would you like to taste the made product?
Yeah, why not?
I know it's very early, but I feel like it's never too early for a Kenyan curry. So, Zahira, please do the honors.
Tell me your
I'm going to
way.
move all of this out your way.
Now, there are a lot more chilies in this than we had in ours. which
How
worries
is your
me a
spice
little bit.
tolerance?
Not very good.
Oh,
Not
okay,
very
let's-
good at all.
Let's find out together.
So are we gonna do?
Squeeze a little
Let's do
lemon
it.
and then go for
Go
it.
lime on the top.
Lime,
As
right?
you do.
I love
mean, it's
coriander
all about
too.
the end, right? Like, yeah. And then Off we go.
A little bit of rice, a little
Let's
bit
go.
of sauce.
I'm going gentle on the curry because we don't know where we're at.
No
right?
judgment. Do what you need to do to get the taste in.
That's good.
That's good. Out of 10?
That's good.
Yes. What is the official Zahira Mati rating of the coconut curry?
I'm going to go 8.
8 out of 10.
Can't give too much.
Your 8 out of
can't
10
give too much.
is our 10 out of 10.
There we go.
So we are
There we
here
go.
for it,
Winning.
Zahira. We
In it
cannot
to win
wait
it.
to get into conversation with her in just a little bit. Also, Mas Mapanyana will join us on the couch to talk about their African travels and adventures and maybe even give you some more bucket list destinations to add. Can't wait to get into it. Okay, it's my turn. It's my turn.
There you go. Should we feed you?
Yes.
So romantic. Look at that.
So as Carissa says, it's never too early for a Kenyan curry, and it's never too early to get a hug from Mups. I smell amazing right now. And I want you to feel the same. I want you to feel the embrace of what life could be like. And 66 million rand might just take you there. That is the estimated Powerball and Powerball Plus jackpot today. It is massive. The millions could be yours, but you've got to play your Powerball for an estimated 62 million rand and Powerball Plus for a further 4 million rand in the kitty. So go and get your tickets. You can do it in store when they're open. You can go online right now, nationallottery.co.za. You can use their mobile app. You can use cell phone banking. You can dial *120 *7529# for USSD. Really simple. So many options, and we'll keep them up on the Expresso socials. So you've got no excuses to check them out and then panda, push, or play your Powerball and Powerball Plus for 66 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. You could win big. Good luck. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Zahira and Maps are here to take us through their connection, their deep emotional connection and love of this continent. And we'll go through some of their travels and hopefully inspire you as well. And then Amex Toll is going to be performing in Joburg to take us to another level. If you're wondering where Maskande music is right now and headed in the future, this is the plug-in. We'll see you now.
The Defender Awards are incredibly important in helping to shine a spotlight on the amazing work of some incredible individuals.
When you are an organization or a team doing something great to get funding of your project, it is really important.
Charities need initiatives like this to make a difference in the work they're involved in.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's true, it is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and welcome back on this beautiful Tuesday. We're still celebrating Africa Week, and we're joined by award-winning travel host and storyteller, Zahira Marti, from the kitchen to our couch. She has journeyed across the continent, capturing the magic of its people and places. So whether you're planning your next getaway or just dreaming for now, Zahira is here to share the African destinations that really have moved her, and also will give you reason to travel too.
And alongside her, you can see the smile on my face, entrepreneur, TV presenter, and very proud African Maps Maponyane, who brings his own love of local culture, food, yes, and meaningful travel to every destination. Can our live studio audience please give them a round of applause? Yeah.
Thank you, thank
One
you.
day there is going to be a live studio audience, and I'm going to get the shock of my life. Okay, and I'm ready for that. Guys, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's so good. And I love your t-shirt too. Africa, our time is now.
It is.
Better than ever,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Yeah.
There's such a spotlight on our continent at the moment, and it's so exciting to just embrace that and enjoy that. I got to ask you, though, you are South Africans here at the end of the day, and you have traveled, but what makes you come home every single time? What is it about South Africa?
Everything about South Africa brings me home. The people, the food, the flavor, the weather. Just over the weekend, I was at the Franschhoek Literature Festival, and you drive through these unbelievable mountains and you see these incredible experiences and people and energy. It's the energy. It's the energy of this country that you cannot find anywhere else.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And we're quantifying energy now in all sorts of new geometric spaces. I think we're starting to understand why there is so much power in this place. You've tapped into that, my friend. I think you've become a conduit for the South African energy and the power, whether you were conscious of it or not. But you mean a lot to a lot of people, which is a beautiful thing. Why? Where does your purpose-driven travel come from? Why are you so passionate, man?
I think for me, it's firstly my curiosity to discover different cultures, heritages, food, and just see the rest of the world, and just to go out and be as open-minded as possible and see. To experience all the possible facets of life that perhaps we get so limited in our bubbles and in our comfort zones, but there's just so much to learn from, I guess, places we're just not ever used to being exposed to, and people's different walks and paths in life and what's really happening out there. And it's a great way of being able to, I guess, really just try and diversify your human existence, really. And be able to get a full.
And you have the rain falling, just Gaia is blessing your words, my friend.
And it's just, it's one of the most amazing things and one of the greatest privileges to be able to be exposed to that and to travel. And what you come back with is absolutely invaluable.
Yeah. Incredible.
Completely.
I love that you mentioned purpose, because I know that you also tap into that space here. So let's talk a little bit more about, I hope I'm saying it right, amahoro, right?
Correct.
You know, working with entrepreneurs in displaced communities. Can you tell me a bit more about this?
I have had an interest in working across the continent more. I work in a luxury travel space a lot, but I felt like there was a huge cup not being filled by giving back to the continent. That made me essentially who I am. A friend of mine runs an incredible organization that works with forcibly displaced individuals across the continent and creating or co-creating solutions to provide business development opportunities, building partnerships and entrepreneurships to create ecosystems to help improve their lives and futures. And for me, it was a really incredible way to get involved. MUPS has joined the project as well, which has made it really special to have someone from home working with you. And I think the goal really is to just help all the individuals within the program improve themselves, improve their businesses, and help them grow and create opportunities for themselves and their communities, which is essentially what it does.
Because that's what we be doing in Africa. We be turning strife, we be turning massive deficits into opportunity. You can see what happened in the energy space within South Africa. As soon as we were given the opportunity to do it for ourselves, we've been sustaining, we can keep doing that. I think there is an element to this conversation that you do represent, and I'm sorry, I'm putting all of this on your shoulders, young man, so you're just going to go out and do it.
He's got shoulders.
African excellence. And I think there is a self-belief emerging now that might be the reason why the world is so interested in Africa and South Africa. How do you typify or wrap your head around that notion? Because you do appear to live that every day.
I think even going off the back of what Zahira just mentioned about Amahoro Coalition and what they're up to in these incredible communities is that we speak about African excellence, and we look at a lot of the glossiness of places that are super well known, like South Africa, to the rest of the world, and Nigeria, and what's happening in those places is being highlighted because of the economies and, you know, individuals coming from there because of what they're able to experience from an education point of view. But then the real excellence depth is even seen on our trip where we were just in Kenya right now, in a Kakuma refugee camp, with all these incredible forcibly displaced people who are making just incredible solutions for their community. There's wonderful investment happening, innovation happening around healthcare, around just different ways of education ingenuity to actually really, I guess, uplift and create opportunities for people of those communities. And when you see those wonderful innovative ideas and how they're managing to create their own solutions, you see the depth of the excellence even despite what you've been through, to then go out and do that is absolutely amazing.
And as an investor, set against that, if you can get it right in this kind of condition, in this matrix, wow.
You're good to
I
go.
love that.
Well, the great part is that we have another part of this conversation because there's so much to unpack. And I'm really curious as to why Zahira thinks that Botswana is Africa's best kept secret. Yes, we'll get into that in just a little bit. For now, though, let's touch down with our beautiful, and she does look beautiful today, Zanele out in the city of gold.
I know, and it's like working with a different person every day because, and I try not to have the shocked face because I don't want to think that I've ever thought that she didn't look this gorgeous, but today she does look extra gorgeous.
Stepping it up a notch.
And we love it, but of course Joburg is pumping today and the party is about to get started.
Thank you, my beautiful Cape Town family. And Mzansi, kumnandi. And all in the name of celebrating Africa Day, we've brought along kings that truly just embody the essence of what it means to be South African. So, Tuna, for the very first performance today from IMAX Soul, you're going to need to put your hands together and just celebrate. Even you late, Kesana, because it is all about that tradition. It is the song Ikemu featuring Utumakahle. Come on!
Sawubona lana mazokuvula incwadi yami sawubona njengoba uzosibona isathi sikenze kubalele incwadana ngiyakubonga mina sengamele yikho ngiyakubonga mina kwakumele uyeke intando thando lumi ngumuthi Eluyawa, wawumelu ye, intando, thando miswe ikemu, eluyawa, danomu, dawu, kumuthi wenhliziyo, shalewa, sawu, kumuthi wenhliziyo, Sote ufisile nomudlala ngamoya zangeke ngihambe nabangani bami bengibonisa ngawo uyangithethisa ufuna uphinda ungibone ehleli nami nabazali bami abahloniphi uyawakha nomusi umoya uphilise uthando lwangempela lisuka ngaphakathi uthando lwangempela likhandwa ngaphakathi alifuni muthi lifuna uthando lwangempela suka ngaphakathi uthando lwangempela lukhamba ngaphakathi alifune muthi lifuna uthando into nje phila ngokutengantenga thando lekhuba lo luhle masaqala hamba isikhathi bachitho qabanele into engayiboni ngabe nabumbano ubuhle phela nomini makungenayo impilo lomuthi lufuna uhlalo emfuseleni ngoba mhlawuleka mehlindo iyohamba nothando phela noma kunini makungenayo impilo lomuthi lufuna uhlalo emfuseleni ngoba mhlawuleka mehlindo iyohamba ikushiye phela danomuntu awukho umuthi wenhliziyo hlale wazi awukho umuthi wenhliziyo wawulindeleni wawulindeleni
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue to celebrate all that is this beautiful continent that we are so privileged to find ourselves on. Africa's beauty goes beyond its landscapes, which is impressive in its own right. It's in its people, it's in its stories, it's in its unstoppable spirit.
That is beautiful. And we're continuing our conversation with award-winning travel host and storyteller Zahira Marti, joined by the incredible entrepreneur and TV presenter Maps Mapanyane. Is the studio audience still here? Can we give them another feel-good welcome? Thank you, everybody.
I love it. A lot of bass there as well. A lot of bass. Thank you, cameraman. Thank you, cameraman. I need a live band to just do a...
Yeah.
if one of us says something funny occasionally. You are so lucky, but you are awesome. And can I say that as a marker in the sand, because you are out in the greater diaspora, but you still embody so much of what we hold dear.
Yeah.
So thank you. And I know a lot of young women look up to you in a massive way. So we hopefully are going to get them to explore and see what's out there. The why of it is what I'm most interested in. And it might be an addiction now with how you're doing it, but why do you go out and explore?
I think our country and our continent is so undersold.
For sure.
The narratives around Africa, South Africa, are so misrepresentative of who we are as a continent and who we are as people. And I think if I can make one difference, it's to change that. It's to get people to see us differently, to explore a continent that is so magical and so full of incredible people and food and places. That would be the why.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, the rain falling down again.
In agreement.
Yes. I miss terrible. Oh my goodness.
It's the best there is. I have to touch on
yeah.
Botswana because, like I said earlier, you did mention it to be Africa's best kept secret, and we don't know what we don't know. So tell us, as somebody that's been there, why do we have to go and see Botswana?
Botswana is one of those really unique countries that I think it's very easy to scoot around or scoot next to, but it has some of the most incredible wildlife you'll ever see. And from a landscape perspective, the Delta is some of the most unique natural occurrence. You don't ever put safari and bush with floodplains and water all in one picture.
It's like a modern wonder of the world, yeah?
It is. You cannot comprehend it until you're there. When you're flying over those waterways that are just running between bushveld and you've got wild all between it, and kills and leopards, the highest concentration of safari kills I've ever seen in one space in 3 days. It's just a magical part of this continent.
What a privilege, eh? What a privilege.
We have such a privilege in this continent that we just need to see more of.
And I think I like the fact that Botswana realized that asset and they have gone to great lengths to protect their natural resources in that sense. Best adventure, dude. Is it possible for you, because there's the stuff we see, there's the stuff online that we get to share, and you are an authentic guy, so I would imagine that that line is pretty much the same thing. But have you had a moment where it's gotten bigger than you, that it's something you think about every day? What has been your standout exploration experience? Is that even possible?
It's just so hard to be able to pick one of all the incredible experiences I've had on the continent. I mean, I think of Botswana, for example, and having experienced the Delta for the first time and being blown away by, upon landing and seeing a leopard taking its kill up into, the top of
on cue.
Exactly. It's like, that's the introduction. And you usually will spend an entire time out trying to find a leopard.
I saw a leopard for the first time about 2 weeks ago in my life. Exactly.
Dude. Yeah. And I mean, you get that introduction, and then I would have George, who was this elephant who would always come to my room and just kind of hang out by the balcony and then bring his whole family with him and be able to wake up in the morning and see them all just roam around freely and obviously go through the plains and see the wonderful, obviously, wildlife around there. And I think of going through Ethiopia and the hustle and bustle of Ethiopia and the incredible food and the flavors and the landscape and the nature all around there, and the forests of Ethiopia and the culture. There's such a deep heritage and culture of Ethiopia that goes beyond your imagination, and a lot of it has made some of the things that we love the most popular, like things like coffee, and how a lot of it has stemmed from places like Ethiopia and their popularity, making other places around the world popular for it when it's been taken from them. That's another.
That's a whole go there, buddy. Well, but this is the bottom line. You've literally created a movement on the back of those that have been displaced and taken and stolen from. And there is an opportunity in embracing that conversation right now. I love it, dude.
And I think that's one of the most beautiful things, which Zahira touched on, is that now we're in a place where I feel like the world really is slowly starting to recognize us more than ever as these trendsetters. We're setting the way, and it's not about potential anymore. We are living, and our time is now, and we are starting to really change that narrative to being a continent that is just so rich and confident of what it has to offer.
Confidence
and that
is
we're
key.
Celebrating that more than ever.
I love that.
And can I just say, older than we ever knew, Egypt, guys.
Yes.
What is that like to experience that when that much history comes to bear when you are there?
It's hot. Depending on the time of year that you go.
Like Potchefstroom hot, like Oudtshoorn hot.
like hotter than hot.
Gaza hot.
Like what I would say with Egypt is, like many places across Africa, you really need to give it a shot. I went on my own. There were so many negative narratives about it. Be careful of this and the haggling and the this and the this. But I had the most incredible time. I did the pyramids, I did Sharm el-Sheikh, I did diving, I saw manta rays. It is some of the most beautiful parts of our continent. And I think what it stands for is the diversity across the continent. When you go north, east, south, west, everything's got a different story to tell. Every story is so unique. And what I loved about what Map said is it's confident. We're not here to be grateful for your time. We know what we have.
Not asking
we know
for
how
your
incredible we are.
Yeah.
We're welcoming you to experience it.
Oh,
and of course, judging by the visuals, slamming it. So I'm sorry that you had to really, it's tough out there.
Every now and
Tough day
then.
at the office. How about a place like Zambia?
Zambia for me was really special. The falls are breathtaking. And as cliched as that word is, they are truly breathtaking.
Well, it is a modern wonder. So
It is a modern wonder. It's everything you expect and more. The water is phenomenal. That shower is phenomenal. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Maybe not for everyone, but if you're willing to brave it, it is one of the most exhilarating experiences that you could ever have.
Just waiting for the cameraman to take him a step there because he's getting too involved.
Oh, that's stunning.
Absolutely gorgeous. There is an energy that we share as Africans. Where have you found that home? Where have you felt most at home as a South African on our continent?
Okay,
I know you have friends in a lot of different countries.
There's no wrong answer.
Yes.
I can think of so many places. And I mean, she just mentioned Zambia and the falls, and obviously you've got the other side, Zimbabwe, and I love that little debate between Zimbabwe and Zambia.
Exactly.
Whose falls are they anyway, and where can you see it better
falling
from?
into who, yeah.
And then you've got the beautiful debate over food in places like Ghana and Nigeria,
Right,
who makes
the
better
jollof
jollof,
rice.
and then Senegal comes into the mix as well, and you just see all these different places around Africa just wanting to celebrate
Who's got the
themselves.
better fashion? Ghana, Nigeria.
But then I think of some of my passions being art, right? And I went to Lagos for the first time many years ago and was blown away by some of my discoveries in the art world. So in a town called Lekki, and I went to the Nike Art Gallery, which is run by a wonderful woman called Mama Nike Monica Okundai. And she has this art gallery, which I think houses the most works on the African continent. 5 floors of over 9,000 pieces of art in this. It's not really much bigger than the studio.
Did you send a crate home with you?
And you are, I mean, I really wanted to, but you're overwhelmed by just the amount of talent that there is on this continent, and the amount of art and the richness of that, and how we just churn out this phenomenal work. And we're seeing also how that then has also taken the world by storm, but how it's celebrated in places like that. And how I was there for about 5 hours just walking into this gallery, and it just honestly is not the biggest space, but it runs quite high, but it's all on top of each other in the most African way. But you just sift through all this art, and it's just so breathtaking. But then you think of the energy of a place like Nigeria, and the hustle and the bustle, and when I'm feeling a little bit flat or a little bit uninspired, Nigeria is that kind of place that will kick you up the ass.
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
Think, wow, this is special.
It's African excellence, and you guys are living it, and you are showing it, and it matters. Thank you so much.
What a time. What a time. I love it. It is our time. Well, they're not going anywhere. We're going to have them right here in our studio, hopefully till 9 o'clock. It is Zahira and Maps. And whether it's a destination or a dream, today's guests remind us that Africa is more than a place. It's a perspective, and one rich in many stories, strength, and of course, all the soul that you can imagine.
Welcome back. We are full of inspiration this morning, and hopefully you guys are feeling that as well. And if you're an entrepreneur, listen up, because it's coming in a massive dose. We are so proud to showcase the I Grew It show with Absa. It's a very powerful platform that celebrates the grit and the growth of South Africa's entrepreneurs. And it really is more than just a show. It's a celebration of purpose, of passion, and most importantly, of progress, because we are making it.
Absolutely, our favorite P words. And this week, we spotlight bold voices in sustainable fashion. So we want you to meet Olile Mabuza of Tenderlo Holdings, as well as Vusimise Ndimi of Boys of Soweto, and our two trailblazers making eco-conscious style a movement. So let's take a look.
Dumelang Sanbonani, hello and welcome to the I Grew It show with Absa. I'm ready to bring you unique stories of entrepreneurs who've turned their dreams into thriving businesses. Kickstarting our journey, we're diving into the world of sustainable fashion.
Hi, I'm Olile Mabuza, a founder of Tenderlo Trading, a company that specializes in repurposing of rubber tubes from cars by recycling and upcycling them into beautiful eco-friendly specs.
2018, I remember, it was a very unfortunate time in my life. I suffered stroke when I started walking again. It then became a thing that I wake up and I go collect the rubber tubes, come back, wash them until they piled up. I started exploring different bag designs. They were promising. I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Sure. Mrs. Koli is giving us a whole new meaning to go get that bread.
Later, I am Vusimise Ndimi, founder of the Boys of Soweto.
After high school, I worked in retail, and that's when I got to learn about fashion, about styling. And I think one day the universe was listening and it kicked me out, right? Because in Pelele, Spain, where I was told that I was going to be permanent. Right, I got an introduction to the fashion industry. I styled magazines, I styled movies, I've styled series. So that's the story of Boys of Soweto.
Let's shift gears and talk about those I Grew It moments.
So I was the face of this brand for 3 years all over Africa. And I remember telling myself, Kuti, I'm gonna put this money into this project, and more to fast forward, I'm like, oh, so now I've made a bar. That's crazy.
When was that I Grew It moment for you?
In a short space in that year, I sold 1,021 bags. So 1,000 more bags compared to the 4 years, not in the entire year. And I was like, you know what, Ne? I've grown it.
Keep learning, keep growing. And when you look back, you'll proudly say, I grew it.
Yeah. It's exhausting. That's in honor of Georgie, my gorgeous daughter, who's learned how to click with one hand. But now, of course, I get heralded to do stuff, okay? Now we are that. Polly can herald me to do anything. What she is doing, that story, and how important it is to tell her story and take it to the point of completion, i.e. creating the business and following through. And just feeding off what Zahara and Muffs were saying about those deficits within Africa, those great challenges that we face being the opportunity.
Sure.
But unless a big business, unless the private sector invests in entrepreneurs actually turning those challenges into opportunities, it all falls down. Because it's not going to happen on the high executive level. It's going to happen on the ground.
Yeah, and it creates such a beautiful space for opportunity for employment and also competitiveness between entrepreneurs. We need that in order to step up our game. And also I think about things like innovation. You allow for it.
And stuff that makes sense for the people living in that area, because you know that challenge, you know that, Koli, you've grown up with her, you understand. This is how you connect the unemployment dots.
Absolutely.
You are on the money. I absolutely love that. And then, of course, you've got the added bonus of the branding happening while you're doing it, because you're creating fashion. You must feel this now, because you lean preferably on local fashion more than international.
Oh, I love
whether
it
it's
so
trend,
much.
whether it's fabric, whether it's the designers. I know we've got Meg's an in-house
outfits.
resource that we lean on. But why is that so important to back local?
Well, first of all, it's an easier choice for me because the fashion here is unlike anywhere else, not only in South Africa, but like we spoke about, the continent all over. I mean, you can see with all these bags as well, just looking absolutely gorgeous. It's one of one of a kind. And then just knowing that you are supporting and uplifting uplifting the local economy, it's only going to make all of our lives easier. So for me, it really is like the easiest yes I could ever do.
And I like this return to the dandy. I like this
Yeah.
return
I like that
to
move.
African gentlemen being the pinnacle of what style and fashion could be for the world. And we've held that place. And I think we are going to hold that place again right now. But it requires young men embracing that and being that and living it and creating in that space and then paving the way for others to do it.
Definitely.
But once again, you need big
the
business
backing.
to back it, man. So well done, Absa. I know, yes, you know a good investment when you see it, but you've still got to literally put your money where your mouth is, and you're doing this. And we see it on every stage that we are representing Absa or Connect with their brand out on the streets when they're running your city. You live this narrative every day. So kudos to you for literally putting your money where your mouth is.
And shout out to Boys of Soweto, dressing the nation in the coolest drip. I mean, come on now. We absolutely love the work that you're doing. And we also know that you've been inspired, Mzansi, so don't miss more powerful stories like these on the I Grew It show, of course, available on the Absa South Africa YouTube channel. Go and check it out and report back later.
Here on Expresso, we love ourselves a good conversation, but we also love ourselves some good music, which is why we brought along IMAX Soul this morning, celebrating Africa Week the best way we know how. Everybody give it up for Umlando with IMAX Soul.
Lami usebenzini yezwa akekho wayazigobuka mina namhlanje ithi jabula lami usebenzini yezwa akekho wayazigobuka mina namhlanje bathi halala siyabongela mlando pheko mlando kuwa mina namhlanje bathi halala siyabongela mlando pheko mlando kuwa mina namhlanje Bindukite slaminya alaliseli ngomsebenzi omuhle ngoba akekho wayazigobuka mina namhlanje bathi halala siyabongela mlando pheko mlando kuwa mina manje awubuki ihlombe seshayelwa mina nomisiphepha umlando ngibhalela mina zathi zithama imemesi kwasabela nina lelo hlombele lophepela waqhumela mina umlando wami teveli intabulumo inhlisi ami bebuhlungu kakhulu kuthakasekho baba nomama thela ngathi izinto zami qala ukuthembisa khona bahamba bongo baba nomama awawona umlando wami bangishiye bongo baba nomama bayishaya isifuba ngami ngazi bekwela moya lena ithi jabula lami usebenzini yezwa akekho wayazigobuka mina namhlanje ithi jabula lami usebenzini yezwa akekho wayazigobuka mina namhlanje bathi halala siyabongela mlando pheko mlando kuwa mina namhlanje bathi halala siyabongela mlando pheko mlando kuwa mina manje mlando kuwa mina manje mlando kuwa mina manje ngifika lena insizwe ngihamba mfoka face ungesabi thina siyakwazi la usuka khona afike entombini izathanda hamba siyakwazi la usuka khona angikholwa mangibona inhloko menga bengiphelezela ngothando bethi ngisibonele sihle nami ngathakithako ngamagama kwaphila abantu enhlangene ezansi hayi mani konke lokho ngangifisa bakubona abazali bami abawona umlando shebo baba nomama hey bayishaya isifuba ngami ngiyazi bebelika moyena awugidu jabulelo sami usebenzile yedwa akekho wayazi kokuwa mina namhlanje bengisidilo sami ngiyahlalisile ngomsebenzi omuhle akekho wayazi kokuwa mina namhlanje bathi halala siyabongela mlando pheko mlando kuba mina namhlanje bathi halala siyabongela mlando pheko mlando kuba mina manje.
Did I not tell you? An African king. Oh, man, he does Maskandi his own way. IMAX Soul absolutely killing it. And, of course, and it is with that debut album, Isileke. Right about now, though, I need you to know that we have got you when it comes to music here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Because from IMAX Soul to Muesli, the go-getter, it is a brand new single. She is here to celebrate with us, and we cannot wait to hear more about it. She's going to be awesome.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, welcome back, you beauties. Yes, crazy weather outdoors, but we deal with the challenges and we move on. And right now we are in the kitchen and we're going to fill our bellies. We want to take your taste buds on a trip to the East African coast with Maharagwe. It's a creamy, spiced bean stew beloved in Kenya and Tanzania. It smells delicious, super simple. It's a celebration of regional flavors, rich coconut milk, some warming spices and hearty beans come together to create something deeply comforting and incredibly flavorful, and yes, quite simple. Quite simple. Maps Maponyane is here to relive some of his African adventure. And it does start with the food. How important is it delving into the cuisine when you get to a place?
So I think for me, that's probably one of the main things, is just to immediately immerse yourself in the local cuisine. Go to the street markets and just pick up some great bites. You know, obviously, make sure that you are comfortable with where you're getting it from, but also don't be too conservative. Don't be shy. Just dig right in.
For me, street food is vital.
It's the best.
It's vital.
Wherever I go, anywhere in the world, not just on the continent, but it's important that you try it.
I love it. So we are taking you to a part of the world where the flavors are strong, and I like the coconut element here. So we've got some coconut spice, which I've never cooked with. Can you pass that over? We're going to just, well, you can just toss it right in. Yeah, go for it.
All of it?
Yeah, I like your spice bay kind of approach.
You know.
And when I've been taught when I cook a curry to really infuse the oil with the flavor of the spices. And when they say toast off the spices, I love the idea of kind of getting that flavor everywhere because the oil is going to permeate the whole dish.
Absolutely.
You know, so that for me, and this is certainly packing a punch, then I reckon we can pop in our beans, yeah?
There we go. Pop in the beans. I'm going to throw it all in. You got to add a little bit of flair to each of it.
Exactly, before the gram.
It's amazing how certain smells can bring you back to a certain place
Oh,
as well.
for
And I
sure.
mean, this is just so indicative of a lot of East African travel, but African travel as a whole, but especially out in the East, I just really love their spices.
And strong, beautiful flavors, and we love it. And we will temper it with a little bit of coconut, but now we're going in with our tomato, and you can just pour it all in. We have gone with our chopped, peeled tomatoes. You can do 4 whole tomatoes. It is up to you. And we're going to let that guy cook down. Let's take you to a nice low heat. And then as this starts to all fuse and just become more beautiful and a little bit more watery with the tomato.
Is this something that you'd normally make at home?
Buddy, the funny thing is I push the boat up because I only know how to cook from this stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't go home and cook normal things.
Yes.
I'm like always cooking something from some far-flung part of the world where my kids are like, dude, what is this even? I'm like, it's fish sauce. Just deal with it, okay? We'll be okay. But I've learned very quickly that the best stories of a place you find through the food narrative. You go to a place like Boerkaap. You've got cuisine that exists in a 5-block radius that exists nowhere else in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
How privileged to sit with a family who have, for 4 generations, they've got a plantation behind their house that has been going for 4 generations. You're able to dip into that. That, for me, you know, when we go to a place, the first thing I want to connect with is a gogo, a mama that cooks, and get the heart and soul.
But also just the stories that happen around the food and just how far back, as you mentioned, that they go, and how it just tells the story of the place, the locale that you're in, and their passion around it. And I think Africa boasts some of the best food in the world, like this continent. And I mean, we're in a place where we're known for the food now around the world, you know, being in Cape Town.
Completely. And I found, I was doing a trip in Barcelona recently, and I think we went to, obviously, a Michelin star restaurant. We went to 3 of the best restaurants in Europe, I think. And take nothing away how beautiful the food was, but I think when it came to eating a steak, actually, at another world-famous place, and I was like, I wish the South African chef had cooked it. And it's that same notion of the element of excellence that is self-belief, not, okay, we're doing this as well as an Eric Landliard abroad.
Yeah.
We are doing it best for ourselves.
Yeah, I think to be fair, we become self-proclaimed food critics when you're South African and you eat anywhere else. That you're told this is really good, and then you go, okay. Yeah, I mean, have you tasted South African food?
Exactly. Have you tasted our coffee? I think we can add in our coconut cream, and then we're going to just do this on for the gram, dude, for the gram. And now I would say, and I did ask Tiff, our amazing head chef here, what the danger is with introducing any kind of cream, but a coconut cream kind of fits the same bill. You don't want it to separate.
Yeah.
So introduce it towards the end, let it all blend together and thicken up, and then we will end up with our beautiful bean.
Should I bring that over here?
Hey,
There
that
it
looks
is.
gorgeous,
That's
man.
really good.
Do you want to have a little taste? Would you like to bring Carissa in to have a little taste? Because
would you like to come and have a taste?
Is she ready and willing? You've been on the... Sorry, we are...
Ready, yes. Willing, I don't know. What are we making?
It's a bean curry.
I'm going to give you the full name because Maha Ragwe. Because this, you don't play around with something that is... It's a Maha Ragwe. Okay. Now, I know you had a bit of chili earlier. This has got spice, but no chili.
Yeah.
What's the
I
vibe?
do feel the spice.
I made that myself.
Did you really?
Yeah, I really did.
You got your early...
That is fantastic. I really like it. It's tomato based.
There is tomato base, and it's got a beautiful
It's so good.
coconut infusion there. Go for it, dude. You have earned the right. I find on days when I'm fasting, I've got to live vicariously through my...
I mean,
You said I'm so good.
They're in love. They're in love. It must be, okay? Oh, buddy, I love the fact that you get to do this and we get to live through you in that sense. Carissa, thank you so much for being my human
Thank
shield.
you so much. That's so kind of you. I think I'm going to...
I will use him any day of the week when the food is this good and we are comfortable with that. I love the fact that we can celebrate our culture in completely different ways. It doesn't have to be some big show. It can be as simple as getting to a place, finding an awesome spot and just tasting the food. Absolutely love that. But we do, lest we forget, have an actual job to do in the studio. So let's get into some of those news and sporting headlines with a very willing live studio audience. Now we've got one right there.
I love it. The food really is that good, though. And with all this money, Mabs can buy himself all of the beans in the world. Because listen up, Mzansi, 66 million rand in total estimated Powerball and Powerball Plus jackpots could be your ticket to millions this Tuesday. So that's right. Play Powerball for an estimated 62 million rand. And then you get Powerball Plus for an estimated 4 million rand today. How can you get your hands on some tickets, I hear you asking? Well, the stores are open, so you go in there, or you could head to the website nationallottery.co.za. There is the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply head to your keypad and dial *120 *7529 hash, and that, of course, is for USSD. Now, to make it easier, all these details are on our Expresso social media pages, so go and check out our beautiful guests today and make sure that you get yourself in the running to definitely win some wonderful money. Panda, Push-Up, Play, Powerball and Powerball Plus for 66 million rand in total estimated jackpots today, and you could just win big, huge, colossal. So play now. Absolutely love the fact that we get to win money, and also that you get to make me feel like a winner. So thank you so much for dressing me in nothing but the best when it comes to Woolies knitwear. And shout out to Naran, who said that I look great in this color. We love you and we see you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. You're exactly where you need to be this morning. Why? Well, my friend, we're celebrating one of the best to do it. Yes, I am talking about a queen who has cemented herself as one of the most influential personalities in Mzansi. But the thing is, she's multi-talented. So she doesn't only do the broadcasting thing, but she is also a musician of note. And she's come through and said, hey, everybody, I'm a go-getter. And nobody does it better. Thank you very much. Muesli is someone that is loved all across the country, and getting to celebrate her yet again, oh man, it's such a pleasure, particularly right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So everyone, let's give her a huge welcome. It's our go-getter, Muesli. Muesli, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you. Shining bright like a diamond.
Like a diamond.
Babe, congratulations on Go Getter.
Thank you so
It's doing
much.
so good, and we
Yes.
love it for you. But let's go to this, because you're someone who took a little bit of a sabbatical from music, right?
sure.
Talk to us about that. You know, what exactly was it that you learned from even that time of just taking time away, but also who is Muesli now?
Oh my goodness, it might be easier to answer what I didn't learn because so much happened. The last projects I did, I recorded during lockdown. So it was the only thing that I was doing for days on end. It kept me really busy. But as soon as Cyril Ramaphosa said the gates are open, I was back outside. And I realized that as a creative, I'm probably going to need to find other things to do. Because if that happens again, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I started working as a creative director for a jewelry brand, doing really incredible things, opening shops, designing products, just doing so much. And then also just locking into the MC game, you know. That is something that I take so seriously, that I love so much.
And you kill it.
I kill it,
You kill it,
babe.
girl.
I was so busy killing it that before I knew it, 5 years had gone by. And
my
I was
goodness.
oh, no, I got to get back to it.
The game misses me.
Yeah.
Let me go and remind them who I am. I love
exactly.
that. And babe, I mean, now you're back. You said, I'm a go-getter, okay? And it's such an inspirational song. Talk to us about it. What exactly inspired it, especially for you to say, this is the track I'm coming back with?
Oh, man, I was even saying this to you the other day, just real-life raps. Real life raps. I really do consider myself to be somebody who's very ambitious, who's super driven. And I also find that people who resonate with my brand, who listen to my music, they are exactly the same. They're just out there doing the coolest, most creative, finding interesting solutions. Yes, literally people like you know. So I just wanted to make a song that we could listen to in the morning, even if it's 3 in the morning, you know? A song that we can listen to when we're getting ready, when we just, with our girls, when we're doing our thing. It's it's a hustler's anthem. That's what I say.
I love that. I mean, you're not wrong, because even before we went live this morning, I was like, I'm a go-getter.
Yeah, and it's gonna get stuck in your mind.
It's already stuck in my mind. What do you mean it's
gonna
gonna
get stuck in your mind, for sure.
Exactly. But babe, I mean, just like you said, now you were doing so many different things that you were locked in on. And this is one of the most beautiful things about you. I said you're multi-talented. 12 years in the game. You're emceeing, you're a musician, you're a broadcaster, you do all of these things. How do you juggle all of it? And I mean that from even, I think, the most practical point of view, because there isn't a lot of people that are doing exactly what you're doing.
I mean, really just take it one day at a time.
Okay.
I think sometimes when you look up to people who feel like, oh, they've got it all figured out, they're doing all of these things, just take it one day at a time. Don't put all of that pressure on yourself. And I think for me, a game changer is also just knowing that I don't do it by my own strength. I do everything that I do by God's grace. So he definitely fuels me. He's got abundant strength. So I definitely tap into that a lot. But I don't put too much pressure on myself. I really just take it one day at a time.
I love that. And we have to remember we're human at the end of the day, right?
Absolutely.
No matter who you are, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a Muesli, if you're a CEO, you just need to remember you're human.
100%. And then also just lead with love in wherever it is that you are. I think that's one thing about me. Anybody can see that. I love the game. I love the culture. I love music. I love hip-hop.
And you love people.
I love people, babe, you know. So I think leading from a place of love will always keep you energized.
This is why I said you're one of my faves, and you didn't believe me, but here's the material, Kesana. And one of my favorite things about you, I mean, when you step on a stage and you're an MC, babe, you just take over. And it doesn't matter whether it's a street culture event or it's an Earthshot prize hosted by, the Prince of Wales. This was such a huge thing for you, dude. When I saw you doing it, I was like, oh man, Muesli's killing it yet again. But leveling up even in a way, because I feel like this was on a global platform.
For sure.
Talk to us about that experience.
And also something that they've never done before. So it's so crazy that even after being in the game for a long time, you still find yourself doing things for the first time. And people are also relying on you, you know. So it was a global red carpet or green carpet broadcast of this incredible initiative initiative that Prince William has started.
Yeah.
And I think what was great about it is that you are able to find that you don't need to be a know-it-all to do something. You know, in this podcast generation of like, you're just too scared to do anything or try anything because you don't want to make a mistake, especially in like, you know, charity and sustainability and looking after the planet. Sometimes you just feel like, this one is bigger than me. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do, you know? So to have been able to be the bridge to just show people that this is our planet, we love it, we need to take care of it. And also like see Prince William and Nomzamo and all these like cool people.
And Bonang.
It was
and...
amazing. It was truly amazing. It just gave me like a completely different perspective, number one, on our continent, the incredible things that we do. And I think a lot of the time when we hear about the Earth's problems, it just sounds like doom and gloom.
Yeah.
But there are people out there who have solutions who can really change the world. So it was really great to like meet them and also know that, hey, you guys may not be the best at talking. I'm quite good at that. But if we collaborate, we can all help each other out.
100%. And I love the fact that also it was just a huge reminder of that you can also do your own thing in your own space.
Your
to
voice
make that
is
difference.
important.
100%, babe. But speaking of voices, you're a big voice there at Era by DJ Zinhle, Miss Creative Director. Speak to us a little bit about just stepping into that specific role and also just how you're doing it so well.
Oh my gosh, you know, Zanele, because you're a real one, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yes, please.
This is actually what happened.
Yes.
I needed to borrow money from Zinhle.
Really?
I needed to borrow money from her.
Real. I love
Let me tell you, it was just one of those times. It happens. Like, I
Yes.
needed to borrow money from her, and I was just like, the thing about borrowing money is that you have to give it back. Which I was just like, I'm not trying to do that. I was like, don't you have anything that I can help you with?
I
Is there
love
nothing
that.
that I can do? So I just started doing small things for her, and then she was pregnant with a Santi, and she was trying to hide the pregnancy, and she wasn't able to do a lot of the shoots and just do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I can do that.
I can help you out, girl.
Before I knew it, like, we're here now, you know?
Are
So
you
it really happened just naturally, and it's something that I was learning along the way. And I've learned so much from Zinhle. Number one, you can Google absolutely anything.
Fact.
You can Google absolutely everything. And
Yes.
also just in running your business, just make sure that you know every single facet of the company, you know? I don't know how Zinhle gets the time to do all of the things that she does.
Yeah.
But she's really taught me to just be hands-on with the business.
Yeah.
And then also just like fashion and retail in South Africa is in such an exciting place. You know, when I think about the other brands that are in the space, it's really, really dope to be a part of.
Yeah, and babe, like I said, you're doing so well at it. So congratulations to you and Zinhle. A duo we didn't know we needed, but we're absolutely loving. And also, I appreciate the fact that you told that story about how you were asking for money.
I think as creators, we need to be real about how we get into things.
100%.
Guys. Otherwise, the kids are at home just thinking like, oh, it just happened. No, my baby. And also, like, it's a 9 to 5. Like, after this, I'm going to the office.
I love that.
Like, literally, it's a job, and it's something I would really get other creatives to do. Get a job in something that you're interested in, even if it's just around it, because you can learn so much that you can implement into your own space.
That is amazing. And you know what? The money was there. God was just keeping it from you so that you could make the creative direction
Listen, and
happen.
that's the thing, it's never actually about money. It's just about, like, the resources to do things.
100%.
So it was really great that we got to do both those things at the same time.
That's beautiful. Well, babe, what I love is that you're not going anywhere.
Oh, no, I'm out here.
You're about to let us know that we're go-getters.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Mzansi, it is Muesli, one of the most influential personalities and musicians in Mzansi, and she is back like she never left, doing the things with her new track called Go Getter. She's going to be performing it right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show in a bit, so you have every reason to stick around, okay? But for now, while we get ready on this side in Johannesburg, KTZ, Sheezy, my Graham, and my Carissa, are you guys still good, my babies?
Oh, Joe Sizzle. Yes,
So
we
good
are
to see
so
Muesli.
good. She is incredible. What a talent. And we can't wait to get into that song, Go Get Her, baby. But right now, let's switch on over into the tech gear, all right?
Okay.
Right now, tech is all you need to elevate your space. And with something exciting dropping soon from Samsung, we're playing a little game to get a clue about what's coming next. I hope you're ready to unlock the mystery.
There's going to be a lot of mystery. In fact, we don't even fully know the mystery. So the bottom line is, tomorrow night, there is something very mysterious happening, and there are some amazing products. I mean, on Thursday, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I am very excited about this one. And did I remind you that it's my birthday?
It's your birthday.
As well
It's
on that
actually
day,
Paul
okay?
Graham's
But it's
birthday.
got nothing to do with this. So here's the bottom line. We're going to be live, and we're going to be streaming and connecting you to some incredible products, but the mystery deepens even further. We're going to be getting a clue as to what drops are coming our way with a description, and in true Expresso fashion, we're going to have to try and figure it out. It's going to be our duty to create the hype and the intrigue without giving away the appliance. That is a very Expresso way of doing something like this.
Anything, yeah.
So they're going to be written on a piece of paper, and we're going to draw the appliance that we are describing. And we thought maybe we'd have a little practice run right now. Do you want to give it a shot?
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Let's see what the first one could be.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, don't show it. I'm not allowed to see
Close your
it.
eyes, Grace.
You guys aren't allowed to look.
Okay, I'm gonna hide the back.
There we go, yeah.
Because you're sneaky like this.
Well,
okay?
I was about to say our viewers are clever, okay? I'm
That
sneaky,
too.
you're clever.
That
okay?
combination definitely is Nancy Drew. Okay. It's a compact, versatile device that transforms, listen to this, any space into an entertainment zone. And not only that, it's got immersive visuals. It's got adaptable positioning. Do you have an idea? Shall I give you more? It's designed for the on-the-go convenience consumer and flexible in a couple of environments.
Well, because it's on my bucket list, I know what it is. Okay, and it involves being able to put a picture anywhere you want. Okay, I'm not gonna give.
That's it.
I'm not gonna give any more. I'm gonna try. Okay? But I think if you guys know, okay, you can let us know on our socials. We're not giving you one now, but we are going to follow the same mode. Okay, I think. Let me give you this. It is AI in your pocket.
Oh.
Okay, it is going to help you learn and embrace a bold new future, and it is going to help you look better than you ever have before.
Is that possible?
Oh, I want this. Are we allowed to play on the day? I want this appliance for myself.
I also do. Do you think that I could upgrade to this
You
appliance?
possibly could, okay? And the AI is a big part of what makes this magical.
Very
So when we
exciting.
get to play in the ecosystem, the Internet of Things, when it comes to Samsung, you can let your imagination
Run
fly.
wild.
All right, that just did?
Oh.
Yeah. Try that one. Try that one.
Okay, I'll try this one. He's giving it to me because he knows I'm joking. Okay, ooh. Okay, this is a necessary appliance. Let me just say that much, all right? It's also intelligent. It's a home solution.
Okay.
It adapts to your preferences depending on what you need. It also optimizes performance for different fabric types. I feel like I've said too much already. You get personalized care also with seamless integration, and it also just fits so nicely into your modern living space.
I know, because it's actually fitted into my modern living space. I use this particular appliance all the time, and it is amazing. Oh, man, I'm looking forward to my birthday now even more. This Thursday, the 22nd of May, Samsung is bringing the party literally straight to your living room. So get ready to stream live from the comfort of your home. No crowds, well, just a little bit of a crowd, and that'll be us. Some killer vibes with some amazing DJs, and most importantly, unbeatable deals.
I love that you said live DJs, because that's always a yes for me. I'll be there, I'll be dancing. Just don't catch me on camera. They will definitely be going harder than ever, while Samsung, of course, their once-in-a-lifetime offers drop it like it's hot, and they're also going to be dropping your favorite tracks. They're fast, fresh, and impossible to ignore. Deals will only be available on the Samsung Show app during the pre-Kend event, so make sure that you're there.
Again, remember that word, pre-Kend, okay? Pre-Kend. And if you want your chance for you and your bestie to shop the best Samsung appliances, tell them to diarize 22nd of May, this Thursday at 8 p.m. And there is also a chance to win a 1,500 Rand Samsung online voucher to spend on the latest tech that we reveal. Simply tag that friend that you want to attend the Samsung virtual pre-Kend special event and tell us what you're most excited for using that hashtag pre-Kend with Samsung in your answer.
I love that. This competition does close on the 21st of May, 2025. T's and C's apply. You know Brenda Fussey's I'm your pre-Kend special.
And there are going to be a lot of pre-Kend specials while we got that performance, an actual performance from Moosley, our go-getter, and she is getting even more. And yeah, we are here for that. We're going to call it a pre-Kend party.
It is a pre-Kend party. Hope you're ready.
Welcome back. We're coming in hot with the latest in entertainment news. It's an update in Mzansi and, of course, on the world. We are diving deep into the glitz, the drama, and the biggest headlines shaking up the industry. And joining us this morning, none other than a very esteemed panel, television royalty, globe-trotting, award-winning travel host, Zahira Marty, and then Maps as well.
He's still here.
Glorified baggage handler, really.
Thank you
We
for
love you
being
guys.
here.
Thanks for staying.
Let's get into entertainment news. We're going to start off locally. I'm going to update you on all things you need to know. Starting out with Lawrence Maleka. We absolutely love seeing him on our screens as a presenter, as an actor, and recently he rubbed shoulders with some of the big guns in the industry. So, of course, we know he's SAFTA awarded, so he in and of himself is already a big gun. But he got to rub shoulders with Tom Cruise, baby. Unreal. The two of them shared a really great conversation, a couple of pictures as well, all in light of what we're going to say is already a blockbuster, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. And he said because it is the final chapter, he had to, of course, meet the man in person. How else do you do it? Isn't that cool?
That's quite a flex, isn't it?
It's one way to go out, yeah.
Tom transcends, right? He's like the biggest movie star.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
I wouldn't say big. I was going to say
What they're
big.
going for, but
Yeah.
Stop being shady. That's being shady
no,
right
I mean,
now.
he's absolutely massive. And like,
he's number one.
What he's created
He's
with
epic.
that, what do you call it, franchise,
Yes.
Mission Impossible franchise, is absolutely unbelievable.
Have you seen all of them or any of them?
I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen probably 4 of them.
Probably a few times.
And all I ever think about in any movie I see Tom Cruise, I think there's a compilation as well where he's just constantly running. Like in every movie, he's just running. He's just running
And the broken
running.
bones that happen in between.
Yes.
But I think it dawned on us coming out of COVID that he might have been, and with Top Gun Maverick and what he did there, kind of he saved Hollywood.
Absolutely.
He saved the big blockbuster
Yeah.
and made it justifiable to spend $300 million on a film.
Right.
While you've got streaming platforms kind of doing what they're doing.
And you make such a good point there because post-COVID, I think that was the first movie that everyone really went out to go.
Might have been the only movie.
Because movies are pricey. But listen, for Mission Impossible, we'll definitely drop those randellas. And also, he does his own stunts. So I just feel like
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's
But it's-
and at his age as well.
It's impressive. Sorry, Zara. I mean,
limitless.
it's impressive. You speak about the randellas, but it's also quite wonderful to remark, especially about our conversation about how the last one was so predominantly shot in South Africa as well.
Right.
And on the continent. So, really celebrating that.
I love
Celebrating
that.
our exchange rate.
Yeah. Could be strengthened just a little bit, but we'll save it for another day. Okay, Zikhona Sudlake, we have to celebrate for absolutely killing it in the entertainment industry. South African actress and cultural powerhouse, actually celebrating 20 years, 2 decades in the space. And I think, looking like she just started yesterday as well. Looking incredible, and she's also touring major cities like Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban, also just uplifting the next generation. And I almost feel like, we respect her for all the work she does, but do you think there's a responsibility as somebody that has had 2 decades to then pass that on to somebody else in terms of knowledge, in terms of wisdom?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It goes without saying. Especially someone like Zikhona Sudlake. She's one of the most brilliant actresses that we've produced in this country and on this continent, and been lucky to have worked with her, and her consumer professional approach to everything is something really worth remarking upon, and she can pass on so many gems. A lot like Zahira here, being 20 years in the industry, I think this year as well.
I know. I was like, did you notice how I became very quiet as soon as that conversation started? So why is this even a story? I don't understand.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And she does one of the greatest jobs of passing that on to many
Is
as
this
well.
not what we mean by opening the door? There is this notion that there are gatekeepers and that we are trying to keep people out. But we all work collaboratively. We understand that we are because of each other. This is how you do it. You teach, and then the doors will open, or you kick the doors down yourself once you know.
Well, I think everything in this industry only can grow from passing on skills and transferring skills and collaboration. We've been in this space a long time. That's how we work together. We've, started off on a project 12 years ago, and here we are doing more and travel shows and, you know, it's just about collaboration, and it's just
Incredible.
about how you can support each other.
Oh, I love that. Graham, you also need to pass down your knowledge
Listen,
to me.
we would
I'm
listen.
waiting. I'm waiting.
But it worked the other way around. I hadn't done a modeling gig for years, and I rocked up for it. It was quite a big brand shoot, and it was around 2010.
2010, yeah.
And there's this young man just looking so comfortable in every outfit and every action. He gave me the advice to get back into the modeling game, but I remember you saying what you wanted to do with this, so I'm glad my advice worked.
Absolutely, thank you. I wouldn't have been here. That's why I always get so happy to be here. And,
Just gaining some more.
Even back then, I saw this guy with all these greys. I was like, that's my guy. He's got the advice.
He must know if anyone here knows.
Anybody else? Oh, man, our silver fox. I love it. All right, Lady Zamar, we love celebrating this incredible bright star, and she's actually returned with some new music. It is called a Russian Roulette, and the cover art looks just as spicy and as great as you can imagine. Released on the 16th of May, which was what, 4 days ago. Fresh off the press. And this one is all marking the beginning of her summer era, her upcoming album. So I'm so excited to just hear more music by Lady Zamar. We always pump her music on radio, and it's so great to see her return.
Can we not take a leaf out of a book and just declare an era for ourselves?
I think we should.
Hey?
Which era are you guys in right now?
Ooh.
Travel?
I mean, I was going to say definitely the travel era, but also travel on the continent more than ever era.
Right.
African era. African exploration era.
And she is an African gem at that as well. And Lady Zamar, we're proud of you. We can't wait to hear more music. You can hear her in studio right there, putting her music together.
Oh. Notice how all of us are like, please, sneak peek. Well, it is available for download. And I think we understand on the show how vitally important that element is. If you love your South African artists, if you love your African artists, support them with downloads, because that's how the rest of the world sees them. That's the traction, man. I love that. All the best for the new work, girl.
Yeah, if you can see what happened with Tyler, there's nothing stopping anybody. The digital divide, I mean, between the continents, it doesn't even matter anymore. All right, international entertainment news coming up in just a little bit, but that was our local stars doing the most. We love to see it. We'll be back very soon with more entertainment.
Right about now, my friend, I can say from entertainment to the kitchen, darling. We're getting into a little bit of something that is here to make your life a bit easier. Now, when we talk about Woolies, we know that the family has always got us. And one thing I love about them as well is that they make sure that they touch on absolutely everything. So when we talk about that South African taste that we love, today is a very special one in terms of those easy to make meals. And someone who's here to tell us all about it, it is none other than content and lifestyle content creator. It is the beautiful Koliwe Cooks. Everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome, please. My Koliwe, how are you?
I'm so great. How are you doing?
I'm amazing, babe.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, thank you for coming, because you're here to tell us about nice things that Woolies is doing.
Oh, Woolies is doing, always innovating.
Yes.
But I've got 2 pork dishes here. One are the pork cheeks, which are cooked in a beautiful tomato sauce with some vegetables. So lovely for the winter. We're ready. And of course, my favorite, pork trotters.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
cooked in the most succulent sauce. They've been slow cooked for your convenience. And all you need to do for both of these is just to warm them up for 15 minutes. So I want to show you how I'm going to plate this up and how you would serve people without spending hours in the kitchen.
I love
but
that.
Still getting our beautiful South African flavors.
I love that.
So I'm going to make the pork cheeks with a little bit of the Woolies creamy stamp, another convenience meal, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to serve them with some tender stem broccoli. And so I want you to help me just cook the tender stem broccoli quickly.
I got you, girl. or do I? The last time someone trusted me to cook in this kitchen, there was fire. That's all you need to know.
Okay, so I think let's keep it at you watching and, you know what I mean, and taking notes.
Yes. But babe, I know that when we talk about Woolies and just like these incredible dishes, I love the fact that they're just going along with our lifestyle, because our lifestyle is very fast-paced. You know what I mean? Our moms used to wake up at like 4 a.m. to put the pork trotters on the stove and to...
Exactly. Like our grandmothers used to do this, and it is a love language, honestly, cooking for your people. But the fact that Woolies knew that, you know, the modern woman is at work and doesn't have time to be cooking things for 3 hours, now they're like, okay, come back from work, 15 minutes, and dinner's ready for the family. I mean, we're there. We love that.
I am obsessed. And talk to me a little bit about just, you know, these 2 dishes. What exactly sticks out in terms of what you're loving about them?
Okay, so what I love the most is the fact that the pork cheeks, I mean, are cooked in this beautiful tomato sauce that is so incredibly delicious and unctuous and like super savory. And so I love having it with the creamy samp because I feel like they balance each other out, a little bit of the acidity from the tomato. So I think it's such a beautiful meal. Also, these are sharing meals. So you don't have to buy multiple packets for your family. One packet is enough for everyone.
Love that.
And I absolutely love the convenience. But the pork trotters, oh my God, my all-time favorite.
Why?
They're falling off the bone.
Nice. Yes.
You know, something I don't like is when you eat like pork trotters and they're like tough and you have to pull on them. You just need to go a little nudge and they fall off the bone. So I'm really excited about that one.
See, Woolies understands. They get the brief. And it's not even like we actually brief them. They just give us the things we didn't know we needed.
I love it. I think they have I mean, I want to say they have their hand on the pulse. They really know the true meaning of being South African and the fact that we love our traditional dishes.
Yes.
And being able to get them at such conveniences is just absolutely incredible.
Yes.
So I'm plating up my beautiful creamy samp, guys. The flavor in this is incredible. Let me tell you, I'm not gassing it up. It is so good.
I know. I can testify, in fact, because it is one of my favorite dishes from Woolies.
Really?
But yes, I love samp. I mean, I grew up in the Eastern Cape, babe. We didn't have like pap and stuff. So this for me is like a party because I genuinely feel like I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. to make umngqusho.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. So having this makes me very happy. But talk to me, because you obviously said that you would be serving the creamy samp with the pork cheek casserole. How would you serve our manglinas over there, the pork trotters?
Manglina, I would definitely serve them with, my favorite. You know, I'm very biased like that. Yeah. I'll serve it how I like it, and how I like it is with steamed bread. And Woolies has again done it for us. We have this amadombolo, which are ready for us, and you warm this in the microwave very quickly, and I've already done so, so I will serve.
Yeah.
As well as this. I just warmed this in the microwave for 3 minutes, and it was ready for us to serve. Look at this dish coming together before our eyes.
Oh my goodness, this looks like you've been here for 10 hours.
I know,
cooking.
right?
Like
and
it literally looks
the
like
beautiful sauce. I want to show the viewers at home this beautiful sauce that it comes with. Okay.
It looks so good.
So everything is ready.
Yes.
That'll be for later for amanglina. Yes. But for now, I want to serve this beautiful
Go ahead, my
sauce
babe.
that we have over here with the pork cheeks.
Go ahead.
Oh, I hope you can see this at home and smell it, because what on earth?
It smells delicious.
Look at that.
It smells like love. It smells like my mom was standing here and cooking this for me. That's what it smells like.
They literally say, like, food that comes from the heart is everything. And you know what? This does come from the heart, because you went to Woolies and spent all your time
and
picking it up.
Yes, exactly.
And
let's have a little bit of a taste, babe.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's do it.
You can go
ahead.
Some cutlery over there. So what do you think? It looks really impressive,
looks amazing.
right?
But this one, I love this. We can lie now. Now my lobola's going up.
Period.
Because I can do this. Thank you very much.
They're getting a smart woman who knows how to maximize time.
Exactly.
And that's all we want.
Exactly. Okay, here we go. Here is the taste tester.
Right?
This tastes like I'm in my mother's house right now.
Listen to me.
Oh my goodness.
We can recreate those beautiful moments. I mean, nostalgia galore. I absolutely love that.
Love it. Koliwe, thank you so much, my babe. We appreciate you.
It is a pleasure. Now for the piece de resistance.
Okay, so listen. I'm not going to make you too jealous.
Yeah.
I'm going to taste this in a little bit. She's getting it all ready for me.
That's lovely.
You, my friend, can get yourself some of this, all in the name of just heading on over to Woolies. You know they always got you. And there's even a cold front coming soon. Some of us here in South Africa. So please, you know exactly what to do. These are the dishes that are going to make our lives so much easier. And it's all thanks to Woolies. Now, my Cape Town family, I know you've been making delicious things that side. However, my friend, I do also know that you are jealous. But Woolies has got all of us here in the
Make a statement with every sip. The Stanley Aerolite Transit Mug in rose quartz metallic combines lightweight performance with undeniable style. Lightweight, leak-resistant, and stunning in pink. It's everything you need in a mug. Win 1 of 10 in our latest giveaway. To enter, follow Stanley SA on Instagram. Like the competition posts, comment and tag a friend. Multiple comments don't equal multiple entries. Competition closes 23 May. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, we're coming back with more entertainment. We have to give you the latest, and we will touch down on the local streets, but also some international news, because we've got international guests in studio. Zahira and Maps will join us as we delve into more details with all things to do with spilling the tea. Let's talk about the Cannes Festival. I keep saying this wrong. I say Cannes Festival.
You can say Cannes, Cannes. Cannes, I think you travel more than I do. Cannes.
Thank you so much, Mavs. The Cannes Film Festival. We'll talk a little bit about Grace and Girl. Now, this one is fantastic. It has achieved remarkable feat by receiving a nomination, and I'm so incredibly proud. It's also been directed by the acclaimed Oscar-nominated director, Daryl Root, and I know you were saying you're very familiar with his work.
I was trying to confirm it, but I think Tsotsi, which was kind of like a coming of age for South African cinema, and telling a South African story, which had the grit, had the violence that Hollywood demands.
We're so good at storytelling as South Africans, and I'm not even surprised that we're out there with other international stars. So congratulations to our African stars. And other standout films did include things like My Father's Shadow, Osameed, I hope I'm saying that right, and also Promised Land. So we're definitely present in the Cannes Festival.
Yeah, the Cannes Film Festival.
Cannes Film Festival. It's really great to just see us just winning in every space, from music to filmmaking.
I think what's beautiful about that is that we've become accustomed to it, and I think the world is getting less and less surprised by it, and it's become this regular thing. Like we just Africans.
It's not even news anymore.
Yeah.
Sarah, maybe you probably tracked this as well, and I was just imagining you preparing for your top-billing interview at the Cannes Film Festival. I could just see you going through the motions, like, okay, what do I need to ask the director? But there is something. Australia always seemed to occupy that space within the international film market, and I would be sitting there going like, why are they the ones when
we asked the same. You and I asked the same question.
You know, exactly. We've got that vibe, but it kind of feels like something has shifted. When you are abroad and are chatting to South Africans, does it feel like that perception of ourselves has shifted?
I think we definitely own our integral space and authenticity in a lot of different industries. It's no surprise that our creativity and storytelling speak for themselves, but we're less surprised by it, and the rest of the world is also just accustomed to hearing South Africa in rooms and spaces they haven't heard us before, which is phenomenal to hear and see. And you hear our music in places you didn't ever hear it before, in the Middle East, in Australia, in North America, in Canada.
Brazil.
And it's fantastic.
I love it. I just want to say to the South African who preceded me doing press junkets in the US, there was always a South African with a clipboard running the show because they know that just...
There's a South African everywhere.
With a clipboard.
Running the show as well. Running the show. Everywhere I shoot in the world, there is a South African that saves me somehow.
Oh, I love
I didn't
that.
book a boat trip. I didn't do a transfer. I need a chef at the last minute. There is a South African that always appears to rescue.
It calms you down immediately as well, right? It's like, listen, I've got you.
Like, don't worry, we'll make, when I hear the words make a plan, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, I love that. All right, congratulations are due to one of my favorite people and my co-host on radio, Mr. Chad Simon. He just recently announced, like yesterday, that him and his wife, Savannah, are having twin babies.
That's amazing.
So excited. They announced it in like the coolest way, the two of them reading this newspaper in like a Parisian setting, croissants and coffee, and on the newspaper it just basically says...
I saw that.
They are
That's fantastic.
expecting.
Yeah,
Very
congratulations.
Simon twins coming spring 2025. Double the trouble, no? But also double the blessing, I guess.
Double the fun.
Double the fun.
Whatever.
And in that family, double the talent as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's a traveling band. That's a team right there.
Yeah,
I love that. Congratulations, man.
My goodness.
I mean, obviously, you've got a deep connection to the guy now in a space, but talk about a year for Chad.
My word, the last year has been incredible. He's gotten married, and now he's having kids. There've been comments also from maybe some surprising people like Craig David.
Get out of town.
Yeah, we always say that's his cousin because the two of them now have
I
a
can see
connection.
that.
Seeing as they performed when Craig David was in Cape Town together. Tracy Lang also, other celebrities. There's Craig David's congratulations. So special, man. Tracy, fantastic news. Congrats. We love Mr. Sears, Mr. Paddles. And a huge congrats to him once again. Between a doctor and an award-winning musician, like, no pressure to the kids, but all the pressure.
I don't care. Those twins will own them. It doesn't matter who you are, how high-functioning, high-achieving you are. Your kids will humble you, and that's why they are there. But that is the best news ever.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Imagine becoming a dad of 3 overnight. Unreal. All right. Well, let's get into Justin Bieber. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up to date with him, but lots of trouble.
Yeah, lots going on.
Lots going on. Speculation between him and his wife, and now with these finances. Is there trouble? Are there legal disputes? Is there a strained relationship with his former manager, who people say is the person that actually found him, Scooter Braun?
First of all, his name's Scooter.
Scooter.
Yeah, I mean,
we can't hate on the guy for his name. There's a new docu. It's called What Happened to Justin Bieber, and it basically explored everything to do with his finances, a lot of mismanagement, the cancellation of his 2022 tour that happened called Justice, and how that all kind of contributed to his current struggles.
It's relative, I'm sure. I'm sure it's not that he's run out of money, but as an artist, are you the one who should be governing the financial? Because this happens so often with some of the biggest stars, with the Michael Jacksons, with the Billy Joels.
Yeah, T-Pain
Billy Joel
as well.
lost everything because his manager took it and he had to rebuild. This is going to happen. How do you feel about where the Biebs is in his world as a young man? Can you imagine having your world on display like this and documentaries made about your financial woes?
He's never had a chance to be a normal person, a child, ever in his life.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's the sacrifice of being that ridiculously talented from a young age and then being identified. But then also, we don't know what the other traumas that have come along the way, especially with things we've seen in the news of, certain figures that have been, very much Diddy. And, those kinds of experiences of this, he's always been objectified and always been exploited in so many ways. And you've seen him lately really just trying to put his foot down as much as possible. You see lots of paparazzi and everyone coming to him and he's just like, can you just please stop treating me like I'm a zoo animal, and like really putting his foot down with that. But he's also been through so many of his health issues, as you mentioned as well. I mean, this whole financial thing. I can't believe I'm doing a whole report on.
Yeah,
just me, that's so random.
you're in there.
No, but that's good.
It's true though.
But it's a human thing. It's not about it being just being.
And it might be just that one thing.
Absolutely.
It might just be that one experience that he was put through that has redefined everything.
take a
and I
lot.
think we might need to think about. You guys have given us too much to think about, too much to explore,
On a
too much to
Tuesday.
feel grateful for, and I'm feeling it with every ounce of my being. So I love you guys. Thank you.
And thank you for spilling the tea with us. We appreciate
Yeah.
us having a bit of frivolous fun. Listen, despite everything with the Biebs, he does still remain the youngest musician to sell his music catalogue. So still goes down in history for that and many other things. So yeah, Justin Bieber will keep our eyes on everything to do with your career and update you, Expresso fam, on everything. But that is a wrap of your entertainment news locally and internationally. For now, though, let's see more entertainment out in the Jersey streets.
Thank you so much, family. Oh, my word. Here we go, baby. We told you that no Muzi, a.k.a. Muesli, would be sticking around, and this is what you had to stick around for. Everybody give it up for Go Getter!
Okay, let's go. New music alert. Turn it up wherever you at. Okay. Let's go. Hey.
Me and you, see, we really not the same. Me, I run the game. I got money on my brain. I never do a small pella, I'm a big stepper. Paga misi kasi minangia representa. Plus I'm hella extra, I'm my own blesser. Bougie hood rat, and I like my mozzarella. Thought it was a bus, but I'm only getting better. It goes, I do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter.
It's very easy, say
I'm a go-getter. Do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter.
I wanna hear you sing at home, say
I'm a go-getter. Do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter. Sweet like a yo-getter, I'm from down south. Hey, down south, baby, put it in your mouth. Show me what you got, show me what you all about. Watch me shake that ass, watch me do that little dance. Watch me throw it back, let me put you in the trance. Let me show you where it at, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Then I'm saying thanks, cause it's back to getting racks. Cause I do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter.
I wanna hear you say
I'm a go-getter. Do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter.
let's go, hey,
I said I'm a go-getter. Do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter. Big Blanco, boy, I'm back up in it. Back up in it, doing big business. I'm a big brand that secure the big bags. I don't even gotta try, but I got 'em big mad. When I shake that ass, when I do that little dance, every time I throw it back, they might have a heart attack. But I don't give a damn, cause it's back to getting racks. And I do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter.
Okay, let's go. Everybody say
I'm a go-getter. Do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter.
let's go, say
I'm a go-getter. Do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter. Me and you, see, we really not the same. Me, I run the game. I got money on my brain. Never do it small, pella, I'm a
let's go.
Paga misi kasi minangia representa. Plus I'm hella extra, I'm my own blesser. Bougie hood rat, and I like my mozzarella. Thought it was a bus, but I'm only getting better. I said I do it on my own, baby, I'm a go-getter.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. I'm feeling generous, so let's give away some money. Listen up, Mzansi. 66 million rand in total estimated Powerball and Powerball Plus jackpots. Could just be your ticket to millions this Tuesday. That is right. Play Powerball for an estimated 62 million, and then you get Powerball Plus for an estimated 4 million rand. But it only goes down today, so buy your tickets now in store. You could head to the website nationallottery.co.za. There's the mobile app, there's cell phone banking, or just dial *120 *7529# for USSD. Now, of course, all these details are posted on our Expresso social media pages, so please go and check them out. And then Panda Pusha Play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 66 million rand, and that is in total estimated jackpots today. And hey man, you could just win big, but what you have to do is play right now. But now though, let's throw it on over to Joburg to see exactly how we can be entertained for the rest of the morning.
To wrap up the show, Mzansi, it's Queen Muesli.
We are just waiting for our Wi-Fi to be sorted. Welcome to the real world. And I think it's dawned on me now as I get this privileged little moment with you guys that I might not see you for like another 6 months because you're going to be on the other side of the world. Thank you so much for being here. Just can we round up with one maybe piece of advice for someone to go out and explore this continent?
Do it now, do it today, do it as often as you can.
I love it, and get that T-shirt because it's really, really awesome
Right.
and it matters. Buddy, for your side, obviously I know you've got more adventures coming up, but for those wanting to follow in your footsteps, how can we do it, man?
When it comes to traveling, especially on the continent, don't be afraid to go off the kind of the beaten path, and don't worry. But it doesn't need to be luxury. Everything, there's so much beauty on the continent that's beyond that. There's luxury in the stories. There's luxury in the relationships that you form. Take pictures, but also take in the stories, take in the experiences, take it all in.
Love it,
and just live it.
And live it every day. Well, we're going to live the best part of this continent right now. Muesli is standing by to shut this show down.
Hey, let's go. Muesli in the morning on Expresso. Muesli in the morning. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, kusazoliwa, kusazofika. Hamba nenkosi noma usathana ngilinga. Kwahamba isikhathi namanje yithini izinja. Still getting chips, I ain't talking about Simba. You talking back, I've been on my... You talking rap, but we really do this. You not doing glam, what you know about glitz? Still run the game, got the fire like blitz. Ain't got no hair, but I'm really her. That's on blood, on purr like purr. Just young my purrs, kinda quiz on skirt. Vuge matoneni yimi ghost like her. Yeah, bachele yiti. Hey, I'm pretty. Hey, hey. Let's go, let's go. Hey, it's kitty. I said we back outside. Bachele yiti. Can't you see the best outside? I'm pretty. I said we back outside. See the best outside.
Another feel-good production.